named Ramona. She kinda looks like Tempest Storm, and she can dance like a little Egypt. She works down at the snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Ramona's got a keen sense of humor. She got a tattoo down her arm. It's of a python eating a little mouse, wearing a sailor hat that says Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. I asked Ramona how come she works there. She says, well, it's got its charm. There's nothing to do in the winter now, then some kid gets bit at Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really. It goes Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. It ain't exactly kumbaya, but being the music fog, it ought to be perfect. Help me now, be on TV. It said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Getting into it now. Well, Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that's called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the record that's a Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Sometimes Ramona calls me up and says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, you know, it's a Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Help me now. I said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm.
Flappy folds, grab my terry folds, grab my foldy flaps. Hey, touch my foldy flaps, grab my terry folds, grab my foldy holds, grab my terry flaps, in my terry folds, grab my terry flaps. You gotta touch 'em, my terry folds, grab my terry folds, touch my holdy flaps, take a big flap, take my foldy flaps, my terry folds, my foldy holds, and my terry flaps. Gotta grab my terry flaps, grab my terry flaps, squeeze my holdy folds, hold my goldy folds, grab my foldy folds. My terry flap holds, grab my terry folds, hold my foldy folds, hold my terry folds. Hey, did you ever wanna hold a terry fold? I got one right here. Grab my terry flap, squeeze it. Grab it, squeeze and tug on my terry flap. Hey, I wanna take you to the terry fold dance. Wanna come with me? You can grab my holdy folds, squeeze them tight. You son of a bitch, suck my holdy flappy folds. Lick my flappy foldy holds. My terry flaps in your mouth. Suck my flaps, you piece of shit. Fuck you, you stupid dumb motherfucking bitch. Hey, grab my terry flaps. Gonna eat those toldy folds. I got a couple of terry fold flaps. I got a flappy foldy flap. I'm gonna go take you to food. Gonna eat, then we're going to the terry fold dance. You and me, we're gonna go to the terry fold place. It's gonna be a night out. Gonna have a real fancy time. I don't know. Should I do it again?
It's a shame some people struggle with it.
Good morning. Welcome to ClusterF. Another week in the books. Time flying. Time just flying.
Another weekend of what?
Another week in the books. That's what they say when you're done with something.
Right.
It's in the books.
Yeah.
August 15th, 2024. The election coming up in 2.5 months.
What'll happen before then?
What'll happen before then?
Jesus.
Better enjoy the nice warm summer months before they do something really stupid to mess your life up. It's just what they will do. But we'll be here, hopefully, until they shut down the internet. We'll be here every day telling you the truth and getting squashed. We don't care. We can't sell out. But Vero, let me see if I can get this straight. So I was very excited that your mom put together the Ned's Dick Licker of the Week award yesterday.
What?
So if you cheer the most bits
Yeah,
for Ned, you get the Dick Licker of the Week.
Oh,
You can't
obviously
show
No, I'm going to show it to Trace, but I can't show it to anybody else. Where is it? Okay, it's right there.
You really going to not get any bits? Oh my God!
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice trophy, right? You wouldn't want that trophy? But you just get a picture of it. See, I saw I send you the picture. That and you are the biggest sticker.
God.
Ned's brilliant. See, Ned's a brilliant marketer. Maybe.
How good are those dicks on there?
How what?
How good are those dicks on there?
How good are they?
How good are they attached?
Why?
I don't know.
Would you want some?
No.
Do I want
I
one?
was gonna say, you want to
I
hold
put
one
it
of
up my
them?
butt.
Why do you want to know that?
I don't know. I was thinking deeper into like shipping and stuff. But
He's just sending them pictures of them.
I know, but I'm just saying that I don't know. I would almost vote, to get the most bits so I could get that to send to somebody that I don't like.
It's a nice trophy. It's nice. We don't mess around here, ClusterF. Another edition of 1,000% Lies, also up on the VIP. ClusterFshow.com VIP. That's where you can get the Hang Overtime, 1,000% Lies, the Bit Rewind, some of the old racing comedies. Going to be putting the old Pagans and Potheads, the audio version up there. It wasn't a DVD, it was just a CD. But still, it's got the whole show, I believe, up there. From the old Pagans and Potheads tour. Second show in Orlando, so second shows are usually a little crazier. People are more apt to be drinking and already have been drinking on the second show. So it's usually a better crowd. 1,000% Lies. That's what this week. I don't know. I just saw a clip of him. He was getting interviewed by somebody and talking about how much money he made in his career. And so, according to him, I'm just going according to him. It's probably or we'll just say around $50 million, and that's probably a low ball, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Who?
So, my old boss.
Oh, okay, that's what.
$50 million.
Yeah.
So now he's not making dick, but $50 million and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then having the nerve after you've blown it all
To
and
blame
it's
some other people.
and then to go, I paid people too much. It's like, you didn't pay me enough, buddy.
Yeah.
I made you that $50 million. You owe me about $50 million, buddy. I'll be waiting.
Yeah.
I'll be going up to the mailbox every day looking for that check for all the money I made you, buddy. That's why he hates me.
I
That's
still
why he
check the
hates
mail every day for that check somebody's going to write me for a lot of money.
I check everything every day. Check the TikTok, check everything, check the mailbox, check what you never know. Getting money today, babe?
Not yet.
Still get money from that electric company every year or so, $10 to like $11. That's I love it, you know.
It's a what's it called,
You
babe?
two just got mailbox money.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
did too.
I got a 50
I got a
bucks.
$50 too.
I don't know what it was for. I think they were paying you for coaching.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't know.
$50.
They didn't
I'll
say
take
they
it.
were. I didn't.
I'm
you know.
surprised they don't say that because
just-
they're always hard up to get coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect $50.
Maybe they.
Nice
sent
to get a
that-
check in the mailbox.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
because it said volunteer. I mean, volunteer means free, right?
Exactly. But I've never volunteered for decades
I'm gonna
and never
start,
got paid it.
I'm gonna start doing 1-day jobs and making the person agree to pay me a year later, so I forget all about it and get that check in the mail.
Yeah, that's the best savings plan.
Oh.
That's about the only advice my grandpappy ever gave me. He said, I don't know why he said it. He said, you know who the worst bosses are? I said, who? Those that pay in advance and those that don't pay at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like paying in advance is the worst.
Yeah.
I
I've
don't-
always hated when I get paid in advance. I just hate it.
I like
I'm
deny-
working for nothing.
I deny it.
Plus,
you
they
know?
don't show up if you pay them in advance.
Well, I mean, it's a good. You got the money. You know, you're doing a bunch of hard work. You're like, all right, you got the money. Like,
Got the money.
if people got paid in advance, the turnover rate would be insane.
Nobody'd show up ever. Nowadays, especially. They never show up the first day. You get your first advance paycheck and not good. That's all they do. Sign
Yeah.
up for that. Did you see the 2 people who got robbed coming back from the Hard Rock? Trace?
No, I better call Lauren's parents.
It wasn't them.
So I think,
They got robbed. Did they win?
somebody, they won,
Just like $3,000.
$3,000. And then, so somebody followed them home.
There's
and
these 2 guys
they weren't paying
scoping
attention.
people out at the casino. They see them cash in, and they follow them home. They followed them all the way to a pretty good distance
Man.
home.
It's one of those things that won't let me operate it.
Try to kill them. They tried to kill them for $3,000.
Man.
They shot them at their door.
I'm surprised that ad doesn't even happen more at the casino, man. Like,
Well, they asked them, and they said it's very rare. It's like, of course they're gonna tell you that. They don't want any publicity about people getting robbed after they win money.
Yeah.
On their front porch after winning a jackpot at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Investigators say the robbers spotted them in the casino and followed them home. Tonight, we're hearing from Seminole police about this crime, and Fox 13's Genevieve Curtis joins us now live outside the Hard Rock Casino with the latest. Genevieve, a really unsettling case here.
Yeah, it certainly is, Chris, and we have been hearing from a lot of our viewers about this shocking crime.
But we're
And
not
tonight, the
going to
Seminole
tell
Pol-
you anything they said.
Why would they be hearing from a lot of viewers about this shocking crime?
Yeah. What are they hearing? Are they hearing that it happens a lot? She never even followed up, said
Because
anything
she never
about
says
that.
anything else about it in the story. It's like, well, what do
Yeah.
they say? I mean, don't you get, this isn't that
That's
like
the first thing she says.
don't you
there's
get,
literally a guy waiting behind the camera from the Hard Rock to give her money to not say anything
I
bad
think
about
so.
the Hard Rock.
They immediately told her in her ear to shut up.
Police tell me they are cooperating with HCSO as they investigate this crime, but they also want to emphasize that these types of crimes are rare.
Of course.
Our lives will never go back to the way they were before that night, ever. Ever. We can't
hold
go
on,
back to
hold
that
on,
moment.
pause it
We
real
can't.
quick. Just the way they're going about this story says they're almost bought and paid for by, or get some type of money from the casino or something.
The news?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of? They never go to a robbery, no matter what kind it was, and be like, "Well, this doesn't happen that much." That's not how they start any type of story, no matter how the people
It's
got
true.
robbed.
It's true.
Yeah, they
And-
probably advertise.
The Hard Rock, they advertise their new sports book because they're the only sports book, the Seminole
Yeah.
sports book. The Hard Rock just makes billions of dollars, so they advertise on every single station probably.
Yeah.
And what happened was this story broke. With whoever's on the reporter got the story, and the guy, the news director came to him and said, "We make $197,000 a year from the Hard Rock Casino. Make sure that you say," and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because they're like,
That's
we
how
gotta
it works.
We're gonna
Yeah.
report the story.
We got to report the story.
because these people have a video of it. You know.
Yeah, they have to report the story, but they gotta do whatever they can to ease the pain for the Hard Rock because they make money from the Hard Rock, big money. Who knows how much money they
She
make?
looks like she's got one of those clear masks on that the basketball players wear when they hurt their nose.
Yeah, she's one of those oily people that
She
likes
oils
to put
her-
oil
She
on their
did
face.
that thing Lauren was talking about, the face peel. She did a face peel.
That's what it looks like.
right
Why
before.
would she do that before she goes on the news?
She got $3,000.
Go back to who we were before that moment.
Life will never be the same for Kim Chambliss and Val De La Cruz. Chilling
Watch her.
video shows the moments they were both shot and robbed outside of their home. Investigators say the suspects followed the couple
Watch her leave her
from the
husband
Hard
out
Rock
there to
Casino,
die.
where Val had hit jackpot at the slots and cashed out with about $3,000.
Now I
He
realized
hit
that my-
$100,000. He sent it all the way down to 3.
Yeah.
bulletproof vest and my gun is in the back of the car in a bag, and I'm like, I don't have no money, and the other guy on my side hit me in my face and shot me again.
A spokesperson for the Seminole Police Department tells me they
He's lucky.
Doing
Lucky
pretty
they
good.
shot him in the leg.
And you know what this guy does for a living?
What?
Security.
Well, I mean, you can't really.
But he didn't. I told Mike, I was like, if I won, even $1,000 at the casino, leaving, I'd be like, let's keep an eye, look around, make sure nobody gets us while we're getting to our car. And
Yeah.
they didn't even think about it. And he's in the he owns a security
Yeah,
company.
I mean, just because, you think of people, like I always say, like cops and everything, you kind of think they're more of a person, but they're just fucking normal
Just
fucking
people.
people that fucking go.
Had a bunch
Because
of drinks at the Hard Rock.
They had a bunch of drinks at the Hard Rock. Just because you sit in your little golf cart with a light on it, keeping an eye out for people or something, doesn't mean you're gonna react to it better in a situation where some guys shoot you. And
When you've been tipping them back and you won 3 G's and you're walking back to the car, not thinking about that at all.
no.
along with the Seminole Hard Rock security team, are cooperating with HCSO and providing surveillance video. We asked about security and how often winners are targeted by thieves. He emphasized
So they had to make sure they put this in here.
Yeah, see,
That
I'm telling you.
The guy in charge of the Hard Rock says this never, ever, ever happens.
We talked to the owner. He said it didn't even happen this time.
He wishes we hadn't ran this story. That's
Yeah, for sure.
instances are rare. They say because people are aware that security cameras are so pervasive,
No, they're
it
not.
works to minimize
Not
crime.
everybody.
HCSO tells me this is their first crime like this. But it does happen. Earlier this year, a Wisconsin woman was robbed
They
of her
just tell you
winnings
of
while
other
leaving a
where
casino.
it happened in other
Yeah, they're
states.
not telling you one time it
Yeah.
happened here.
Yeah, they're like, look it up in other states and say those. Don't say us.
In December, 3 men were arrested for following and robbing a man who won money at a Minnesota casino.
Usually I always pay attention, my surrounding, check if somebody's following me for that long, if a car following me for that long.
De La Cruz owns a security company and says situational awareness is usually top of mind for him. But he got lost in the moment, enjoying a great date night. And now they have a message they want to share with others.
There's so many people that go just
So that's he's put his name and the name of his security, and the tagline is sometimes we get lost in the moment. I don't know how it's going to work out for you,
Just
buddy.
lost in the moment security.
Lost in the
be
moment.
vigilant and aware of your surroundings.
And another security tip here. Seminole police tell me that patrons of the casino can always ask for a security escort to their car if they feel unsafe. Tonight, HCSO is working to identify the third suspect in this crime. And meantime, the couple tells me they really want to
almost turn into an ad for the casino. It's turning into an ad.
What do you see the entire time? What do you see right here?
Take you home and rub your feet.
How bad do you want to go to the Hard Rock right now, Trace? Look at that guitar right there. Talking about winning $3,000.
I don't want to go at all.
That's probably what they said. You can do the story as long as you turn it into an ad for the casino.
Yeah.
The responding deputies got there so quickly. Val had a through and through wound on his upper right thigh and was losing a lot of blood. They say if the deputies hadn't gotten there when they did, it's very possible that he wouldn't be with us. Today, they are crediting the deputies with saving his life. Chris.
Oh, that is terrifying.
Do you think maybe he told her, go inside, go inside? Because she shut that door on him and left him out there to be shot.
What do you? I mean, what do you do?
I
especially
know.
as a woman,
when you're trying to get,
I mean, he's coming tripping up into the foyer, and you're at the door, and you open, and she's like halfway in the door, and then the guy comes with the gun.
Yeah,
and then she goes in and shuts the door, and it's like. That's almost what you have to do.
Little, I think so. Or you're both gonna die.
Or else you're both gonna get shot because nobody's got a gun. But yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Sean says that's why you should carry your gun on you. I'm surprised the security guy doesn't.
But said it was in his trunk.
Then again, he was at the casino.
Security guy with $3,000 in his pocket.
Yeah, doesn't carry his gun.
Got his gun. Sometimes you get lost in the moment.
Lost in the sauce.
So what they say is there is no bad publicity. So the Hard Rock just got their name mentioned 30 times in their big sign on there, and they got a big promo that somebody just won $3,000 on a date night. So they're thinking, well, anybody can win. This is a huge promo for the Hard Rock. They probably planted the whole story to hire those guys.
The guy.
They're Hard Rock employees. That's what I'm thinking. That's a lot. There is no bad publicity, man. This is a big promo for Hard Rock. It probably broke records this weekend. Trying to win that $3,000.
I bet they did. But that's how people think. They say the non-smoking commercials make people smoke more just because it reminds them about cigarettes.
They say it does.
I think you watch this on the news and you're like, oh, the Hard Rock. I haven't been there in a while.
There you go. And you hear about that guy winning $3,000, and you're like, $3,000? That's a nice little payday. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a regular guy going in there winning $3,000 on a date night. I could do that. That's brilliant marketing.
Convincing me.
Brilliant marketing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna
Quit
go.
talking about it.
I'm telling you, that's brilliant marketing.
Man, I can't go to the casino. I do like I wish Lauren liked going to the side splitters as much as I did around here. I laugh so hard about live stand up when I'm watching it. I don't know.
Good.
It just
it's good.
gets me.
It's always good.
Gets me going, and but I do. She might like it as much as me. I think she just doesn't like the one here because it's like.
But
sucky.
But it
doesn't
close.
suck. It's just like,
It's
there's always like 15 to 20 people in there in a kind of awkward situation. I can see how like you'd be like, oh, this is kind of suck. I go in there, I just laugh my ass off.
It's but it is an atmosphere. Like you need the right atmosphere, especially at a comedy club.
The atmosphere is not too good there, but yeah, I like doing that. And then, she always wants to go to the one in Tampa. It's just so far away. It kind of brings me down just thinking about driving all the way to that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's always a good time, though. The Tampa, what's it called?
Side splitters.
Side splitters. Always a good time. We've been there a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
A crap ton
We
of
just
times.
went recently.
So Len Koplitz.
Yeah.
She's always good.
I was going to go boating this weekend with some friends. And I guess people maybe do show up if you let them know a little bit in advance.
Well, they haven't showed up yet.
They haven't shown up yet, but
so, they're still saying but
yeah, they're saying
it doesn't. A lot of people are like, I'll just tell them that day that I can't go.
Then you get the late arrivals.
Yeah, I mean,
45
just the
minutes
people
late.
though that I'm picturing in my head, like the chance of them all getting there around the same time are little to none.
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's
I think Snookman or someone said last time, and when you were talking about it, just tell them we're leaving at this time, and if they're not there, take off.
Gosh, Pete, I mean,
you gotta do it. Shove off time. Shove off time is so and so.
I think I've bitched about it enough to where everybody's pretty much got it down. But like, it's every time, you know, we'll be out there and somebody's running late, and they're like, "Well, I'm running about an hour late, so you guys just go out and then call me.
Then come on back and get me."
It's like it takes 25 minutes and fucking $30 in gas to get out at you know, like Homus Acid and shit.
It's not even a thing.
Just to the ocean.
It's not a thing.
Nobody
They come
does
back
that.
and get you.
They come back, go out in the ocean for 5 miles, and come back and get you. Nope, that ain't a thing. I'm gonna blow your minds. This is gonna blow your minds. Grok 2.0. That's some kind of AI thing on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's
I think
Elon
so.
Musk's AI. So this guy says 24 hours since the launch of Grok 2.0 and its image creation capabilities. Here's 9 examples, and it's like that. What is this going to do for society right here?
That's what
that this
I'm
is
saying,
okay. That
man.
this is fake, but it looks real. Okay, big fucking deal. What do you do?
I don't even know what that means. This is fake.
This is AI. This is not. This is none of this. This is all generated.
Meaning, like
The
this
girl is
This is
real.
not a woman.
Did they make a new person?
They can do it through creating through what do you call the word, amalgam of different
just
characteristics from
I
women
think
all over the world
they just
and made this woman.
mismatch up a bunch of women into one woman. And
That's what it is. Big fucking deal. So you got that.
I thought he was kind of against the AI thing.
Oh, look at this. Oh my God. Look, when AI can do this kind of stuff, what's next? I mean, we're going to end poverty. What does this mean? So you made a clown.
the guy's back looks a little weird.
I think they might have a description of the clown. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I didn't give the description. This guy asked AI to make a terror clown partying hard at a tropical party on a luxury yacht. Hangover, blurred crowd in the background. And look what he got, Trace. That's what he got. Wow. What is it? Other than in advertising saving money, you're going to be able to save money and not pay people now.
The only other thing that would
What
come
is it-
out
what
of
the fuck-
this
what does it
is
mean?
bad things. Like, I don't see any, like,
And
just make whoever I hate into a bad picture that
Yeah.
makes them look terrible.
Yeah, it's like the advertisement is, let's, show you how you can, do bad things with making people, because, there's plenty of pictures of people or of clowns. Why do you have to, or not just clowns, but, they're doing it to show that, look what you people can do. Look what you can ask it to do, and it's going to do. So,
and it's going to be all bad. See, and
Yeah,
even
it's
whatever the
gonna be all
good,
bad.
whatever the good, I'm sure there could be good where you get all the information. It's easily assembled throughout the world through AI. But the bad that's going to happen with it, it's like, well, it just ain't worth it.
yeah.
That's why you outlaw, meth. It's just not worth it. People may enjoy it.
I'm just saying, besides bad, like, what is the good of it? And it's not like, it's not turning people into fucking robots. It's not everybody's like, it's like gonna be Terminator or whatever. We're making bad Photoshop pictures of humans and bunnies.
I was
like,
going to say that this one says they want a photograph of a giant fluffy rabbit. Farmers near the rabbit showing size difference, and it's like, this is a bad Photoshop.
That's a bad Photoshop.
That's not even a good. That doesn't even look realistic
No.
at all. So what? I'm sure there would be people who are really into the AI scoffing at what we're saying. But it's going to be.
Sure.
They've already There's already been a to-do about Kamala Harris's rallies, and they're using AI to make the crowds bigger, and what's going to. And so one side saying, you're being ridiculous. They're lying about us using AI, and the other side is like, they're using AI. That's what it's going to be, and I predicted this like 2 years ago. this is what this election is going to be: a big AI, phony baloney, no truth,
They even had
preposterous bunch of
Didn't
bullshit.
they say they passed a law to tell them that if you use AI in your campaign ads, you have to say that you used AI? And it's like, well, that's what a crock of shit that is. Why didn't they just say pass the law that said you're not allowed to use AI in your campaign? You know, you're not allowed to outright, like lie to the American people and then have to tell them you're lying.
And you probably just have to put it in teeny tiny words at the very bottom of your page.
But
exactly.
why should you be allowed to use AI? And you're allowed to lie to the public. I mean, we know they lie anyway. That's all they do is lie.
Well, why isn't there a law just saying you can't lie in your ads?
Yeah. Why isn't
There's
that?
They don't. I mean, they flagrantly lie. Everybody knows they lie. It's like the Epstein joke. Everybody knows the politicians are flagrantly lying in their ads, and we're just like, that's the way it is. It shouldn't be the way it is. What the fuck are you talking about?
And it's become like we laugh about it now. It's like,
it's just a
when
joke.
are we going to stop laughing about this stuff and start demanding that they be decent people, that we get decent people to
Never,
vote for?
ever. Well, this
don't
AI.
ever tell me again, well, if you don't vote, then it's all on you. No, it is not. You give me all these crooked fucking criminals to vote for. That's not a good thing. I shouldn't have to pick which criminal I want to vote for.
Yeah, that's what they would say. Well, vote them out. It's like, well,
you can't.
The party doesn't let anybody good in. If anybody is, you think, oh, this guy, he says he's going for a county all the way down to county commissioner.
Yes.
They don't let them in if they're going to upset the apple cart. Mm-hmm. And then who does? Nobody in your business. Your business is doing good, and the business of government is always good. They're always making money. They're always getting rich. They're always moving up. All these politicians. Mm-hmm. And so somebody comes and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to change the entire business model of government, and these people aren't going to get rich off of your tax dollars anymore.
And they're like, no. You ain't.
You ain't even getting to the primary, buddy, because we're going to give this jobber over here $1 million to beat you. And that's how it works. I don't know what to tell you to do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I won't lie. I did watch the Elon Musk Donald Trump interview.
Did you watch it on X?
No, I listened to it.
Was it just audio?
Yeah, just audio.
Why was it just audio?
I think they were on a phone call or something. It sounded like they both sounded different.
Which is stupid because they could both do it better. I mean, they could have done
if you're gonna. This would be the premium interview of the year.
Yeah.
The most hyped of, just the most hyped. So why wouldn't we do it right?
Mm-hmm. I have all different opinions about it. Like,
Trump sounded like he was lisping.
A little bit.
He sounded old.
He sounded old. Was on that. But then there's, just Elon Musk. I still got a couple minutes left, but I don't think he's going to ever ask him any hard questions. Which kind of is like, you're really not going to ask him one difficult mark. You're just going to mark out to each other. Like in an hour and a half.
Two billionaires marking out to each other.
But, at the same time, Trump does talk a good game, and you don't hear anything like that from any other presidential person ever. Them doing just a normal interview with somebody like that.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear. I still don't think I'm going to vote for him, but it did push me a little bit to want to. But he just talks a good game.
He does talk a good game.
And he was. I
got a clip of him talking a good game. See, it's just. I don't understand why it's not a valid position to say, boy, they've been screwing us for the last 100 years, and I'm really tired of it. But they're going to keep screwing us, and there's nothing you can do. This guy's going to screw you, and he's going to make you laugh. He's going to entertain you. Well, why is that? You might as well go for that. See, he's just good on his feet, and he does things out of the box like this one.
This one is so smart, so sharp. She grabbed me. She gave me a kiss. I said, I think I'm never going back home to the First Lady.
That ain't the first time he said that.
See, but you don't care, do you, Donna? This guy's a stand-up comedian is what he is. He's a decent stand-up comedian.
You were supposed to keep that quiet.
See, now, for the average politician, that's death. For me, I don't care. I just want to tell you, you are an unbelievable
See, and then so that's just a funny attitude to have.
Yeah.
And then other than people who've been brainwashed to just hate him because he's Hitler, you can't admit that that's just this is comedy. I've laughed twice
or
already.
him and the first lady are just having some arguments right now, and he's like, "I'm gonna go out on stage and say I'm going home with this black lady."
That could be it too. That could be it. That could be it.
Person with a great personality. You lit up the whole room. You lit up the whole room. I said,
Plus, you're black, and I'm trying to get the black vote.
weeks later, I'd go, who is that person that was so incredible? She knew everything about me. She had no idea I was coming. She knew everything about me. And you know, the historically black colleges and universities, I gave millions and millions, billions of dollars to. They kept coming.
Millions and millions.
He did not give billions of dollars.
Maybe
to
trillions.
anybody. When you're a billionaire,
All the money.
I mean, he was like
Yeah.
a barely.
I don't have any money left.
A barely billionaire. He was never. He was never Elon Musk. He never had 10 billion, 20 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion. He had $1 billion, and it was always debatable. Is he really a billionaire? You know, he was.
He gave maybe $1 billion. Maybe he's talking about $1 billion of the taxpayers.
I'm sure he gave millions. You know, he might have done that.
Back and I said, why are you doing this? And we gave them long-term funding. And she knew that because she said her college, which was, she loved her college. She said it was so great, right? You loved it.
The illustrious CAU.
Yeah, that's right. She loved her college, and she said, you saved my college. What was your college? Tell them.
The illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
Clark?
Clark Atlanta. All right, that's enough of this. I just, he's good on his feet, and he makes you laugh sometimes. That's all I'm saying. You can't even say that anymore. He's funny. What?
Yeah. I mean, the main thing in his interview that I liked was he talking about Kim Jong-un and Putin. He's just like, you got to get along with these guys. People think it's a bad thing when you get along with these guys, but it's actually, because of nuclear war and stuff, you almost, why would it be a bad thing to be friendly with these other countries? Like,
they're luring you into a trap, buddy. You don't fall for that Kim Jong-un trap.
Maybe.
But, I mean, some of these guys are, we paint them as crazy, right? Don't we? Ruthless, crazy, maniacal people. So maybe you might want to be on their good side because they're nuts. Mm-hmm. And that's not a thing?
Nope.
Sean Raz subscribed for 60 months.
Holy moly. Holy moly.
Thank you, Sean. Tucson Chick, 45 months.
45 months. Thank you very much.
God, I had a good day yesterday. I don't even know if I want to talk about it.
Why?
Why?
Why don't you want to talk about a good day?
Yeah, I just didn't do anything.
Slept all day.
I mean,
That is a good day.
I mean,
a good day.
I got up, and it was. I just had, I'm not been super busy, but I always have the kids, especially during summer, every day and everything. Or Lauren, it was like the first day I woke up at 9. I was like, oh, nobody else is here. Back to bed, till 11, and then I got up, and I was like, well, I'm not going to sleep anymore. What do I do? And I just, made it to the couch, and
you made it to the couch.
Made it to the couch, and it got kind of cloudy out and sprinkling. I was like, well, I can't do anything. Nothing but laying on the couch today. I've, and me, I'm a go to the gas station every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I got to keep going. I was like, I'm not doing any of that. I had a half gallon of sweet tea. Jeez. And I sat back on the couch with my half gallon of sweet tea and a little bit of pulled chicken Lauren made in the crock pot. And that's about all I did yesterday. It was great. I mean, I was enjoying just doing nothing so much that I watched 6 hours of a knockoff Lord of the Rings movie.
Wow.
What's a knockoff?
It's a TV show.
It sounds like something Wesson would do. Boy, did you ever, when you used to live here, you ever walk in and Wesson would be watching the Sci-Fi Channel? And some of those 80s movies.
The B movies?
Just the worst stuff ever.
Bad. This one, this wasn't
And he never
too
knew
bad.
what he was watching. You'd be like, "What are you watching?" I don't know.
I think was he just too lazy to explain it? Because he was. You're like, what's going on here? And he'd be like, I have no idea.
Maybe lazy and embarrassed a little bit. I mean, how do you some of those things?
Yeah.
If you were to explain, you just sound like an idiot. You know, like when Lauren got home, like I'd immediately change the Lord of the Rings thing. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be making fun of me for the whole time I'm watching it. It wasn't great or terrible, but it definitely wasn't that good.
It's like Mystery Science Theater. They used to always make fun of those kind of movies. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that, Trace?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Of course, we were always super high when we watched it, so I could have accentuated their funniness.
For sure.
For sure.
It happens to
for
me.
Sure.
What is it? We were talking about AI earlier. And
the magic of AI, yeah.
Magic of AI. And I've really came to a point where I'll start believing in AI. I listen to a lot of shit about AI. And everybody's like, yeah, you gotta be careful of AI and everything. And just nothing ever happens, and they don't really, nobody knows what's gonna happen. You know, they're like, well, better watch out for AI. Better watch out for AI doing what?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, they don't really have a good answer to that. And people, you know, I've talked to a few people that have been like, oh, I think AI is going to take over the world and stuff like that. And I'm drawing the line. They've been saying that they're going to start using it to try and communicate with like dolphins.
I haven't heard that
and
one,
whales.
but yeah.
That's what a lot of people are saying. They're like, the next thing. That is where I'm like, all right, we're fucking doing something. Like, I mean, that would be like, you know, a crazy thing if we could talk to animals. And they're saying it. And that's where I'm like, all right, you know, maybe I'll start worrying about or caring about AI if they can talk to animals. That's a big thing to do. So if you can do that.
That is a big thing to do. I don't know. It seems like, plus, you know, they started AI saying, oh, you know, like, as soon as they started AI and trying to promote it, they've been working on it for years and years, right? Because someone has to be putting all that information somewhere
What
to
information?
use AI that you can make AI work. You have to put all the information you have. All the information in the world has to go into AI.
Well, I think AI just access through the internet. They can gather the information. You know, like Google gathers the information. Of course, AI can. I don't know, Trace. Am I talking out my ass?
With what?
Like AI just can get everything off the internet faster than anything before and combine it.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I don't see any type of.
It doesn't really
acting smart.
Yeah, I've seen like you could ask Grok 2.0, which is the Twitter deal. You could ask it to come up with a story, and it'll come up with a story. And so I've read some of the stories, and they're not especially interesting or funny or compelling. It's just that it doesn't have that ability to be creative.
It doesn't.
It's fake creative.
It's fake creative. You know, that's also why, even if they can learn to talk to animals with AI, will you believe that the AI is just not coming up with something, you know, that I think the dolphin would say this.
Exactly.
You know? And you're like, I'm talking to a dolphin, but you're just talking to a fucking computer that thinks
it's pretending to be. It's
pretending
playing
to be
both parts. It's playing both parts. The
Yeah.
dolphin in itself, and how would you know? Or they could just program it to do that because that's what they wanted to do. What would it change if they started talking to whales and whales were like 10 times smarter than us?
That's what I'm wondering.
Would they immediately stop whaling, or the people are like, they're fucking whales. We don't care how smart they are, and they just keep killing the whales.
I think if they could talk, you could talk to whales. They don't want you to talk to whales.
Back, though? Could they
in their whale talk?
How would we understand what they have to say?
That's what he's saying. AI could decode that language, and we could figure it out somehow. which I don't think is possible.
I mean, they've tried harder to talk to dolphins than what somebody high in the government's probably already talking to dolphins. You know, the only experiment, I don't know if it was because she was jerking the dolphin off, but the only experiment I have ever heard about trying to talk with dolphins is this lady. They filled like a house. It was like a house she lived in with like 3 or 4 feet of water.
Yeah,
with a bunch of dolphins in it, or a dolphin.
I think it was just one.
One dolphin in it.
Dolphin.
Yeah. That's what I meant. And she ended up jerking the dolphin off all the time.
She fell in love with the dolphin.
Yeah.
She had a sexual relationship with the dolphin.
What was said was the dolphin, you know, she was trying to do these activities and trying to teach the dolphin how to talk.
What are you talking about? Filled her house with
It was like, it was.
She had like a big pool in her house, a dolphin pool in her house.
Well, he makes it look like he filled her house with water, like it was flooded.
It was like, I don't know, maybe. I don't know the exact details on that part, but I do know the dolphin wouldn't like start trying to talk to her, do any of the things she wanted to till she jacked him off.
The dolphin's like, I ain't doing shit. So you jacked me off.
Yes, that's exactly how it went.
That's how it went.
Okay.
And so they shut that down.
Got Fish subscribed for 24 months. Thank you, Got Fish. And Dave Primavera subscribed for, I can't read that, 4 months.
4 months. Thank you, Dave Primavera.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And who cares if she's jerking the dolphin off? You know, like it sounds so fucked up. And I'm like, man, that's weird. But people jerk off animals all the time. They jerk off. Every farm animal gets jerked off to for breeding purposes. Every greyhound, every racehorse, they all get jerked off by people for dumber reasons than trying to communicate with them.
Yeah, these are reasons for, well, we don't want to have to bring this male to this female, so we're just going to jerk them off.
Yeah, we skip the middleman.
Yeah, it's like, what? Who came up with that? You know, they went, we got to take this horse. They want to give us this much money to breed this horse with this horse, so we got to bring it all the way there. And then someone went, and they went, what? Well,
my idea, so you're doing it.
We could do. They're like, what? No. Yeah.
Just jack off the horses.
And they're like, all right, let's do it. Let's see how that works and see how we feel about this. And then the more they did it, the more they were just, all right, that's what we do now. It just became normal, I guess, to them.
Yeah, I mean, how do you...
If you just word it differently, well, I'm doing a study on the masturbation of dolphins in retrospect to their language capabilities. People go, oh, that's interesting. But she was just jerking off the dolphin.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something you don't hear about. I mean, I'm sure... You know, and all the people you've met in your life, you've met a couple people that have jerked off animals, but they're not coming out of the bar saying, I'm a horse jerker offer, you know. We act like nobody's jerking anybody off, but everybody's just not telling people they're jerking things off.
There's a lot of animal jerking off.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even think about that. It's true. What's up, Luis Linares?
Who's Rory Shovell? That's that guy.
I don't know.
I know who
you know. Rory Shovell.
Yeah,
Rory.
you know
Rory
who
Shovell.
he was,
Rory
too.
Shovell. That's a terrible name.
It
Rory
is.
Shovell.
Says he closes by talking about dudes jerking off Tilikum, the killer whale. Almost died.
Yeah, they used to jack off.
Oh
they
yeah,
got
they
videos.
used to jerk
they got
off
videos
all those whales.
Can't remember why they did that.
Were they trying? I think they were making whale babies to sell to other places.
Maybe.
I believe, I think a bunch of the whales were related to that one Tilikum or whatever it was. I think that he had like a bunch of kids, so they were jerking them off to get kids.
I want to get that crazy semen from that killer whale. So you were talking about AI. Did you hear yesterday? Allegedly, some hacker group has hacked everybody in the country's Social Security number and everybody's information. Everybody in the country's information has been hacked. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. Your phone number, your address, your Social Security number, every bit of it. And it's like, is that what they're going to do? Everybody's just going to start losing all their money through people stealing their identity and draining their accounts and stuff. Is that what they're going to do?
Yeah.
So this is the beginning of the bullshit, and they'll blame this on everything. right? 6 months from now, they'll like, well, remember when they...
Remember that?
Yeah, so everybody will be like, everybody's going to be stuck because they'll be like, well, you can't. They said they couldn't, when, you know, you use Social Security number, you're not going to be able to pay your benefits. So people that get benefits, they're going to go, well, you know, everybody's Social Security number was hacked and we got, you know.
And the government's off scot-free.
A bunch of
Can't get your benefits.
Nigerians that are stealing everybody's money. What was the other thing that was on the news that said they had to shut it down because of fraud? Oh. That was another thing. It's like, that's all they do. And it was something that shouldn't have even, it's like, how do they fraudulently do that?
It was a program. It was a program to fly illegal aliens around the country. It was a real thing, and they had to shut it down because it was run by the Department of Homeland Security, and it was fraught with fraud. And it's like, what? When you talk, how is the government? What are the? How are they?
They don't even know how to get around fraud.
They're stealing.
It's a lie. It's probably not fraud. It's them just stealing the money, and they just say it's fraud. That's what they say.
And where's the fraud? Was somebody going to jail? They just shut down the whole program.
Nobody ever.
There's probably hundreds of millions. It's just like the PPP thing where billions of dollars were scammed by people overseas. I guarantee this Homeland Security fiasco cost the taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars in fraud, and somebody's getting rich. Yeah. So what were we talking about? How did we get into that?
The Social Security numbers getting hacked.
Oh, yeah.
I did go to the DMV the other day to get a new ID. I've been to that DMV more than anybody. I bet than anybody ever. I feel like I have to go there every week.
This is his license more than anybody.
Losing license, trading tags for boats and cars, and oh god, I'm always at the DMV. And that one does go quick out here, man. That's a nice one they got going on. Yeah, it does go
pretty good.
But they got like the COVID deal, like plastic glass thing right there. To talk to the lady. Yeah. And there was, I never noticed, they're always like, what's your social? And I'm looking to my right, and there's people right here. I'm like, fuck. And, they got the glass with the holes, and I almost want to, stick my mouth through the hole and be like,
I do that, too. I'm like, you go to the bank, and they'll do that, too. They'll count money back to you if you're getting out money, and it's like, I don't want everybody here to know how much money you just gave me, or they want your phone number everywhere you go. I'm like, I'm not yelling out my phone number in the middle of 50 people. I don't know why they do that. I did that one time when I had to get some cash out at the bank, and I slipped her a note. I was like, they're going to think that I'm robbing the place. Yeah. But you know what? Fuck that. And I wrote, please don't count my money back to me out loud. And I gave it to her. No, I didn't want her to because there's people in there. It's like, I'm not going to, it's like going to the Hard Rock and getting money.
That's like some shit that, I'd be making fun of you, not care. But I've been to the bank to get $1,000 out before. And she's just like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just like, fuck. $10,000. Woo!
Exactly. It's like, no. It's like, because I was like, I feel so weird. I'm going to slip her a note. And this is weird because I know she's probably going to go, oh, shit, a note,
Yeah.
But I was like, but I'm fucking giving it to her anyway because fuck them. Quit doing that. Why aren't you smart enough to not do that?
I don't know.
She should even say, do you want me to count this back to you? No. I watch them count it. They count it first themselves. It's like, I count along right with them. I'm like, it's all there. No.
When people count money to me, I just pretend to pay attention. Oh, yeah. It's like, I look like I'm counting with them. Like, I'll move my head like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, they can rob you. I can rob you blind, buddy. Totally rob you blind.
That Rory, he was the principal, and I had to look that up because I knew that show. I couldn't think of what it was called.
Rory, principal.
He was Those Who Can't. Remember that show we used to watch?
Those Who Can't. Oh my God, I kind of barely remember it. I need to see the pictures of that.
Well, look him up. You'll see. He was the principal, but that was a good show. I thought that was a good show. I forgot about it. I don't know what happened. We just, I guess it got canceled, maybe.
Those Who Can't.
I don't remember.
Oh
that.
man, is that guy? Was that one of those guys? Not from the Broken Lizard? No, that's not him.
No.
Adam Caton. Okay. I can't even remember this show. I must have been.
Do you remember him? Do you see a picture of him?
I barely
He's been
remember.
on different
I
things.
want to rewatch one. Yeah, where is he? He's not really striking a.
Maybe look up a picture. Of him.
That's
I mean,
all
just
right.
look up his name. Did you?
No.
Rory. That is a weird name. That's a hard name.
Rory.
Show S-C-O Scoville. S-C-O-V-E-L.
Yeah.
Those who can't. The Eric.
I think we watched. Didn't we
I've
watch a
seen that,
comedy
yeah.
special with him?
Probably.
He was the. Now it's kind of coming back to me.
He was the principal in that show.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Those who can't. It's like only one season, maybe two or something.
I thought it was a good show. I think we used to.
Yeah, we used to watch it every week.
Mhm.
I forgot about that one.
Me too.
I did do
seized up two-stroke, 49 months. Thank you very much.
Seized up two-stroke. It's never fun right
Never
there.
fun.
I did 6 push-ups every 2 hours yesterday.
6 push-ups.
Got up
every
off the
2
couch.
hours.
Real push-ups, on the ground. I did like 24 push-ups.
Yeah, how's your gout?
It's been good. I haven't been eating no shrimp. I haven't been drinking nearly as much. I haven't been doing a lot of things, but still, man, I can feel it a little bit in like a different joint every day. I'm like,
He's got permanent gout, man.
I
He
got
gouted himself to death.
it hasn't got bad in a
It's
while.
going to go to his
but
brain. He's going to get gout
Brain
brain.
gout.
Yeah, you're going to be intolerable with gout brain. You'll be worse than you are now.
yeah.
You're completely unreasonable. And you'll be saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. I got gout brain. And that's his oh,
I
God.
got gout brain.
And you detox.
Yeah.
100% detox.
I
Eating
think
nothing,
it's just-
water and fruits and vegetables for 2 months.
I think it's just the eating, man. It does seem to happen when if I like sit around eating all day. Seems like I'll get a lot more.
Sounds like a.
I did pretty good this week of not eating until last night, but I went like 3 or 4 days almost eating nothing, and I used to always say, I eat a lot, and then when I get kind of fat, I kind of just stop eating.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Oh, that's like you're gonna die. Like that's the most unhealthy thing you can do." And now everybody's saying the opposite, that fasting's good for you. And I'm like, what? I used to worry about it, I'm like, oh, man, I haven't eaten all day, but I'm fat, so I better not eat. And people are like, man, that's real bad. Now they're saying it's
They
good
say
for
fasting
you.
for 3 days is good.
Just live your life and don't worry about the trend of the day. If you're doing something, if you want to fast. If you don't, they're going to come out and say, it's terrible in another 5 years, and the cycle will repeat itself.
I'm addicted to broth, man. I don't know what it is, man. It's got this aftertaste that's like makes it insatiable. Like I can't, I was drinking some broth the other day, some beef broth, and I get the unsalted, so you're not sitting there drinking a bunch of sodium, and I find the one with the most protein in it. And I'll be drinking too much. I'm
Should be jacked, buddy.
I'm drinking too much, I'm going to get fat off of broth. And I'll close it up and throw it on the floor in my car to where I can't reach it. And fucking 2 minutes later, I'm fucking behind my chair trying to reach over and get the broth. I can't help it. It's so good.
Unfortunately, that's just added to your regular diet.
Some days it is.
It's not taking anything away from your diet. You think you need to go back to the fasting. For you, see, everybody's different. For you, it
I'm a
works
good
because otherwise
faster.
you're going to eat all day long.
Mhm.
So yeah, you need to fast. All right, let's take a break. Mike and Jerry show coming up at 11. Where's that thing I was going? It's gone. It's gone. The thing I was going to play.
That thing. The thing.
Fucking go. Oh, it's over here. All right. We'll be right back with more ClusterF. Boom. It's time once again for Apocalypse Ned.
This is the end.
It was another miserable day in the Vietnam heat. I was high on Chinese mescaline, which is American mescaline diluted with the urine of Chinese dissidents. It'll blow your fucking mind. I wandered away from my platoon into the jungle to get some shade. The sounds of the jungle were intense. I fell face down into the cool, wet jungle floor. I was immediately transported to another dimension, where space and time didn't seem to exist. Only Chinese mescaline. I saw God. He was blowing a donkey. I fell into the abyss, falling faster and faster, only to be passed by several Acapulco cliff divers on peyote. Suddenly, I was blindsided by something massive. My eyes desperately tried to tell my brain that it was a large tiger, weighing at least 800 pounds. But my brain said it was a wild Mustang that needed to be broken. With cat-like quickness, that, looking back, was probably a result of the Chinese mescaline being cut with Cambodian cocaine, I ripped my shirt off and mounted the beast. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay, motherfucker! I was instantaneously thrown off. I found myself lying on my back, face to face with a tiger in the dark recesses of the jungle. The tiger cried out. But it wasn't a cry of anger. It was a cry of pain. The tiger pointed down to his genitals. I went in for a closer examination. Oh, Lord. Turns out this tiger had a series of deep gashes on its sexual organs. I'd seen this before. Poachers hunting tigers for their penises. So Chinese men with small dicks can eat tiger penis soup and get imaginary bigger erections. I grabbed my medic kit and dressed it in, Siegfried and Roy style. I prepared to die and shit my pants. In no particular order. Suddenly, the tiger dropped me. He then began chewing on the leaves of a small tree. He motioned to me with his snout to join him. I crawled over and started ravenously eating the leaves. I was about to trip balls with a man-eating tiger.
He's a spicy bear. Hello, sailor. Fucking asshole.
Fucking asshole.
I woke up 3 days later, nearly mummified, in a cocoon of tiger semen. The tiger was still out cold. I grabbed my Bowie knife and gutted him with one stroke. I later traded a nearby village 300 pounds of tiger steaks for a 3-month supply of Chinese mescaline. I still have that tiger's penis, too, frozen in the freezer like a popsicle. Sometimes I make my wife give it a couple licks. Are we still on? Let him.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
It's time for Ned's Beatnik Poetry. So gather round, all you cool cats and daddios, and prepare to have your minds blown.
Fake news. Fake news blues. Lies on the left, lies on the right. Old rich cocksuckers own us all. I got the fake news blues. 9/11 hijackers left too many clues. Blonde bimbos on Fox. Rachel Maddow hates Cox. I think Anderson Cooper likes him, though. Fake news clues? They acted like Obama gave a fuck about you. Fake news? Spark up a doob. On the couch. Handful of lube. Fully nude. Fox News. Big fake boobs. Fake news, blues clues, there's no lube for me and you. We're screwed. The fake news consumes. But I stay in my room. 'Cause I'm freaked out on mushrooms. Or maybe that's just fake news too.
that was Ned's Beatnik Poetry. Righteous.
Welcome back to ClusterF. Don't forget The Hang. The Hang tomorrow night. A special edition of The Hang tomorrow night. It's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The Hang, 7 o'clock. We've been doing that a year. It's our year anniversary. How time flies. 1 year of The Hang. Hot damn. Tomorrow night.
Damn.
Don't forget Ned Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45. And The Hang tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Quite a double feature. Hope to see you there. And don't forget to vote. My paper. I lost my paper, babe. My vote paper. Vote for the best of the Bay.
CLTampa.com. Vote.cltampa.com/entertainment. Best podcast,
Yeah.
The Hang with Mike and Matt. Best TV or morning TV show, ClusterF show.
Damn straight. Johnny Stinkfinger says, Whitey on the Moon. I guess that Ned Beatnik poetry reminded him of that. It's like, I forgot about that one. That's a good, I have to play that. I have to start playing that sometimes. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Whitey on the Moon.
What is it? Oh, I finally found somebody to give me a decent haircut. Except for...
Is that it?
Except for somewhere, one side's too low on the side. Bella gave me the haircut, so...
Jesus God.
You did pretty good. Yeah, it's 1,000 times better than anything I've ever done trying to cut my own hair.
And it was free.
And it was free.
Free.
Did a pretty good job.
Yeah, she's pretty competent. Your kids are both very, very competent.
Yeah, I said you get it from me.
Let me check my Shabuzi real quick. My Shabuzi.
When did you put that up?
Oh, Sunday, I think Berlin put that one up. 118,000.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm jaded. Yeah, 118. That's not bad. Not bad. I think my. Oh, there's 6 million with 6 million with the Justin Timberlake one. Still trying to you got to figure out the right one. What people want. Somebody needs to get arrested or die. Some famous person. That's what the people want.
Gosh, I think right now, if you're in like high school and you got that many views as you walk around the high school like I'm famous. Like I think
I'm the
so.
most famous person in this high school.
And you're gonna be like, I'm a social media influencer, and you don't make a damn penny.
Definitely. See, I'm an influencer for sure. I think I got influencer numbers, 93,000 followers, 1.8 million likes. I'm an influencer, buddy.
Once you hit the mills, that's where.
Buddy. I'm a freaking influencer.
Good job.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch the numbers go up. It's just,
it is a little addictive when you post a video and it's getting a lot of views and you refresh it and it goes up like 10,000 views. You're like, oh,
yep,
refresh again. It's addictive a little bit.
It is addictive, and all the followed messages from people just keep people following you like that. It's a little bit fun. So Shabuzi, they like Shabuzi pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Roof Ball, Trace?
No, but it sounds like something I would have done.
This is the Roof Ball Championships, I believe.
Yeah, I need a slanted roof.
With a football?
65.
It acts like it's on ESPN.
Football? Is that a football?
It's a football. I mean,
a football can bounce any way.
Exactly. That's
well, you got to catch it off the roof.
What makes roof ball so difficult.
Trophy round. Short.
Oh shit.
49. He gets a point in. Hold on, the last. That was the last throw.
That is the championship throw right there, guys.
Ooh.
Rob is going to make the catch, and it is over. The 20.
That was pretty lame.
Is that really a thing?
Because it didn't really take any
really a thing?
weird
You need a bigger
bounces.
roof.
I don't even know. Is this a real thing? Is it a real thing?
I've seen it, I think, before.
Down here with us. Congratulations to the World Championship.
I mean, it sounds like real.
It looks like they might have, somehow got
Unless
roof.
this is AI. AI, make me a ridiculous roof ball championship covered by ESPN video.
I mean, it looks like they're recording it on their TV.
Yeah.
It's on the news.
Yeah.
On ESPN.
Shorts and a t-shirt. You're muddy. This is a little colder than you're used to. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, man. I came up here hoping to bring them.
Look at this. They've had roof ball since 1999. What the hell?
I'm thinking this guy's been playing roof ball and keeping score and keeping track of it. Probably, just a game he plays, keeping track of who wins, and then somehow they got it on ESPN.
I wonder how long that's been on ESPN.
My wife Kimmy, my kids.
Oh, could this really?
Is he thanking his?
I mean, what do you get for a roof ball championship? $5?
You had to buy a bunch of beer for everybody to come over and watch.
I think so.
Started in Warren. It's hard to leave 3 kids and a wife who just had a baby, and I think this is the only way you can come back as a winner.
Oh my! Can you imagine, honey? I know you just had a baby, but I got to go travel across the country for the national roof
play some roof ball
championship. Wow. He's a
They're
champion.
not traveling nowhere. This is like at the guy's house.
He just said he had to leave his wife and kids.
Isn't he being sarcastic? I think he's being sarcastic
Is he?
to be funny for the roof
Is this
ball.
is
this whole
a
thing's
parody?
outrageous.
Is this a parody? Is it an ESPN
It's
parody?
an ESPN parody. They're like, we're
Or
going
is
to put
it
roof
real?
ball on, but we're going to make it a joke.
I think it.
Good. It's a bad day to be a roof vent.
So a great day of roof ball ends in victory for Nick. Rob.
See, you never know. You never know what's going to happen in roof ball. It could, you get a ball in the hedges and
Yeah.
you're screwed. That's where the excitement is. Look at that. That's the action right there. We get the slow mo replay on the hedge ball.
Great day of roof ball ends in victory for Nick. Rob, Matt, Lauren, Beth, and all of us here at Willis Park. I'm Travis Demers.
I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I saw the Papa Shot championships last night on ESPN.
Say what?
Papa Shot. You know Papa Shot?
What's Papa Shot?
It's the arcade game with the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just turned it on. I was like, I can't believe there's Papa Shop championships. So I turned it on.
They're doing the two-handed just...
They were terrible. They were.
Really?
I was like, they were like this guy. Like several people, they were getting like 27 and 30. I'm like, I go to the arcade, I see guys getting 100. Man, they don't miss. They don't miss. They never. These people missed a lot. I was like, they're in the champion. I guess nobody gives a shit about being the Papa Shot champion.
They gotta make those machines bigger or something, Like some of them, the rims, the rim's only like 5 feet away from you. And I'm like, man, being tall you'd almost be able to dunk it, So I got no chance at the highest score because you'd just be putting them in the rim if you were a foot taller than me.
Yeah, these guys, they're too good. It doesn't even look fun. But the Papa Shot champion, they were pretty lame. Pretty lame.
So you got 2 lame sports there.
I mean, it's just becoming a joke. They cover everything. They got the cornhole, you got the Papa Shot, you got the roof ball. It's like, I don't know. I don't even understand it. Except people watching this shit. I would never watch anything. I'll never watch roof ball again.
Yeah.
I'll never watch the Papa Shot again. I've seen the cornhole. I never watch it again. It's terrible. The Omega ball, the 3-way soccer. I don't watch. I just watch it one time to go, what is the world coming to?
We had the little one out back, made out of PVC pipes, the little Papa Shop for like a year.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
And you'd go.
It worked pretty good.
Yeah, and we played it a lot, and then you play it for like 2 months, and you get to where you're just like throwing it with both hands and making almost every single one. And then you can only do that for so long before you're like, all right,
I forgot
throw
about
this
that.
thing away.
We did have that little Papa Shot machine. That was we played it a
Pretty
lot.
good.
I remember playing that a lot.
It was fun to play against somebody else, That's the only way it's fun. Because nobody can help but cheat on any other thing. Like, people are always at the Papa Shot trying to figure out a way to cheat and go wave their hand in front of the sensor a bunch of times. You'll get there and the record's like 5,000. You're like, well, somebody obviously didn't make 5,000 shots.
Kevin JK messaged me back. I sent him. He was the dick licker from 2 weeks ago. I sent him his. He said, "Damn, that's just classic. I'm honored. Thank you for bestowing this award upon me." So, who will be next dick licker of the week tomorrow?
Did AJ get one?
AJ got one. He was last week's winner. Yep.
What did he say?
AJ, where's AJ? AJ was overwhelmed. Actually, he was overwhelmed. He said, "Bah, awesome. It's all I'd hoped for." Feel free to take a screenshot. I did. It's indescribably beautiful. I wish we could show it to you, but only the winners of the Dick Licker of the Week will get to see that.
You get in trouble for showing it, right?
I don't think you can show penises on Twitch, so we're not going
to.
I was smart enough. I was like, Donna, make it, and I'm going to show her. I was like, wait, I can't do that. If you've seen the picture, you know why we can't do that. Sean Raz sent a thing. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not even going to preview it. I'm just taking Sean Raz's word for it. Alabama boss tries the world's strongest beer. I don't know why. I don't know what it means.
The fuck?
I don't know why he sent it.
It better be good.
He sent it with no...
God, we talk more shit about Sean Raz than anybody ever.
8 minutes long, Sean. 8 minutes. Is this good? Is it good? We'll give it a try.
Fucking better be.
Looks like it's got 75 commercials in it, too.
Hey, everybody. I'm Alabama Boss. And in this box, I have the world's strongest beer. Where the f*** is this come from? Scotland. So I had to order this thing out of Scotland. It was 50 pounds plus shipping. That is about $100. Okay.
This guy needs to pick up the pace, is what he needs to pick up
really
the pace
does.
already.
How's this little green nipple? Interesting packet. We got a class. Oh, look, it's chilled too. It's cold. It's got snake venom on it. Whoa.
I mean,
This is a warning label. I mean, it says warning. It's very strong. Do not exceed 35 milliliters in one sitting.
That's 1.18 ounces. What does that mean? I mean, it can't be how strong. That's just all hype, because it can't be stronger than like Jack Daniels, can it?
Yeah, it says 67% alcohol by volume.
What's that? What's Jack Daniels?
40.
Really?
Yeah.
Bottle number 11,204.
Yeah, that guy's
brewed and bottled in Scotland.
Yeah, this guy sucks, man.
I hate this
guy
guy.
sucks.
By Brewmeister.
This guy's not even
He can't even
interested.
read.
He's not even interested in his own show. He's so bored right now.
What the 100% authentic snake venom. Okay, that's good. Beware of imitations. Son of a 67.5% alcohol by volume. What is this Chinese say? I don't know why. I'm a little nervous.
Just drink it, buddy.
Drink it.
Just drink it, buddy.
Sucker.
Chug it.
Pay $100, you do get the free glass. It's a little glass too. I mean, my whiskey glass is like.
Drink
This is
it.
painful. Come on, buddy.
It's a terrible video, but I want to see him
The
drink
way
it for some reason.
This thing is brewed.
He's gonna delay it forever.
See, he's got you hanging on the edge of your seat for this. We got 6 more minutes to go. Oh my
After
god!
it goes through fermentation.
Forward this son of a
Forward it.
bitch.
Forward it. Okay, he's. Oh, here we go. It's up to his lips, maybe. Here we go.
I don't even smell anything. This could be just like
He was
PGA.
sniffing it.
Oh man.
Oh man.
That's fucking. That's bourbon, man. That's whiskey. That's like Heaven's Heels right there. Oh, there it is. Woo. Boy, you get her out of the bottle.
All right.
It smells like
He's still like a
an alcohol swab. It's like they're fixing to draw my blood. Something you'd smell in a hospital. It's not a pleasant smell. We should have like a syringe and draw up 35
He's just. Oh, there you go. Jesus, about time, buddy. He's gonna throw up.
Holy give me some water.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him.
Faking
This is
it.
my least
Faking
favorite
it.
person in the world.
Man, trim them. If you're gonna wear, you don't have to as a man shave your armpits, but if you're gonna wear a nasty old low hanging tank top with your nasty old hair hanging out, trim that shit up, buddy.
I mean, come on, like
A lot of
it
facial
is.
hair.
That is like insanely strong. Like 67% alcohol. But I've had like 71% moonshine before, and you take it, you're like,
yeah.
woo. You're not gonna be, especially to be a big guy like this with the beard and everything. Be
That
like,
drinks whiskey.
like,
Don't ever make fun of the Alabama boss again, Trace. You need some water. I mean, I should have had a chaser to begin with, buddy.
yeah, right.
Is he gonna have almost 5 more minutes of reaction to this? Is that
it
what the rest of the
might
video
be.
is?
That's not beer. Just bring me another beer, a real beer. Some of y'all's got to go in together and
Does it
don't.
look like he's turning red?
Mm-hmm.
it might be affecting it.
His arms turned red too. Like,
One
gotta
person
get a
buy this
bottle
bottle,
of
but people have to try this. Oh my god, that's so. Oh, it set my mouth on fire. That was hot. For everybody out there that makes the comment about me removing the foil, I know I can drink it without the foil. I can also without a condom. It's my choice.
But I like things to go real slow. So.
He's like, I know when they hate, they don't hate that you drink it like that. They hate the 5-minute video you trying to peel this fucking aluminum foil off.
We don't want to watch.
Have you ever done the Modelo's and they got that fucking tinfoil on them? I've never put the effort into like trying to get it all off, but like it seems like they make it easier, like if you want to get it, like I'm always fucking with it and just trying to get it enough to where you
just get it a little bit down, below.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I don't have to peel the whole thing off.
I just want to toss that in there.
Drink it, buddy. Oh, you better? Can we? Now we got to sit through this.
Modelo's a bottle deal, man. Has a good looking bottle.
It does. It's an attractive beer.
I'm gonna go after another
It
one.
does. It looks cold.
Now he's gonna have another one. He's gonna have another one.
I mean, what is he doing? That beer doesn't look cold though.
The Modelo?
The other one. Modelo
Yeah,
looks
it's not-
ice cold.
Well, I think he just opened it up from Ireland or
Yeah,
whatever,
well,
right?
I'm putting it in the
I think
freezer
he
for a
put it
little
in
bit.
the-
before
he
I'm doing
had to
this
put
video.
it in the fridge because when he opened it up, he said, "Oh, a little shot glass," and it's chilled.
Maybe they pack it with dry ice. I don't know.
Too much. My stomach's already burning. But there's an old saying, do it for the vine.
For the what?
The vine. Do it for the vine.
Satan's ball sack.
Hold on, pause.
This guy sucks ass.
I have realized now that like it seems like beards are pretty popular recently.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that like a lot of people that have the a little thicker with a big bushy beard, they definitely look a lot better. Like this guy looks rugged and tough because he's got a sleeveless shirt and a big old beard.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes when you see these guys shaving, you're like, oh, you're just a big old pussy, and you look like a tough guy because you got a big old beard, I've met plenty of people in high school I thought was
So they said, "This is the look I'm gonna go
yeah, I've seen a bunch of people back in the day. I'm like, well, big old bitch, and then I see them again and they got this big old beard and don't look like a big old bitch, and I'm like, oh.
Why don't you grow a big scraggly beard, Trace? Me and you, let's both grow a big scraggly beard.
for." I mean, can you imagine growing that much hair hair on the bottom of your face.
I don't want that much hair on my
That's
face.
so much hair.
I agree. I couldn't do it. I'd be fucking with my beard so much. Like I grow a little right here, and as soon as it gets long enough to where I can fit it in my mouth, I gotta trim it because I'm just sitting there chewing on my beard.
I'd have my big beard. I'd be chewing all over that thing. Yeah, and if you're not like the cleanest guy in the world, which maybe Alabama Boss ain't, I mean, imagine this. You know how it smells. It's sweating. He's sweating like a pig. Then he doesn't wash his beard.
I don't know. When you sweat a lot, I think it might help you. The beard might help you.
It gets everywhere.
Must be one of Modelo.
You can't put the top back on it now. What do you do? Put like pressing seal over it? That's it. That's all I'm going. Nope.
All right.
I did not. I gotta go fishing in the morning. I did not
so
plan on getting hammered, whiskey drunk. Much more of that.
Then why'd you order the?
I know.
Yeah, why'd you?
Look, he's
strongest beer in the world.
Wait, let me forward it. Let me forward it 3 minutes.
Golly, I mean, I need
All
to
the
be,
first
like,
one's kicking
compared
in,
to
so that's when you start
like
drinking
some
more.
bourbon.
Yeah.
I don't know what bourbon burns like this. Jeez. Yeah.
It almost makes me want to order this just so I know if he's just being
a huge pussy.
big pussy for the views.
35 milliliters. Where did they come up with that?
Bitch ass.
Start to ease up. No, it's in the back now.
Alabama bitch ass.
It's got a.
That one wasn't too bad. You didn't
like
freak
an
out too bad.
inductive
It's because you're not faking it anymore. He's lost it. He can't
lost.
fake it anymore.
Hood in my nostrils. I can breathe so much better. Everybody pool up. $10 a piece. Get you one, maybe. Utopias didn't come close. Like I could just.
All right, that's enough of this guy.
Just go to the end and see if he. Did he end up real drunk or anything? Is that?
I mean, if you've tried this beer,
Nope, he
let me
didn't.
know what
He
you.
ain't real drunk. He's done. He done.
What
How many views? He's got
Too many.
248,000.
What?
Who's watching the Alabama Boss? Sean Raz is watching the Alabama Boss. I think Sean Raz has a bad algorithm.
Yeah, it does.
He's
Real
in the
bad.
He's in. He's looking for the shittiest song, and he's got the
Now
shittiest
he's got-
algorithm.
now his algorithm is
just
weird country people.
Everything bad by country people. That's what his algorithm is. Sorry about that, Sean. Really took one for the team there.
Did I tell you about the last time I went and bought some of those mushroom gummies? Like, I've only done it twice, and the second time it didn't really hit me as hard as it did the first time.
Because you didn't take like 7 or what?
Well,
Or
yeah,
did you take the same amount?
I did them a couple weeks ago, and it was for some reason I took one at a time and to build up, and it just like it never hit me as crazy as it did the first time.
Yeah.
But when I went to the store to buy these gummies, and they're they're like $40, a little bit expensive. And I'm like, hey, let me get one of those. And the guy's like, you tried these before? Or you heard the deal we got going on with them? And I'm like, no, what's the deal? He's like, you eat 4 right now in front of me, and I'll give you 4 for free.
Ooh.
And I was.
Who is this guy?
I was
That's
almost
kind of weird that they would tell you to do that.
in my head, I'm like, this
He's
can't
gonna
be a
wait-
real deal going on.
They're taking you in the back and rape you is what he wants to do.
I'm gonna, and I'm like,
Especially since it takes an hour to hit you or whatever.
yeah, it takes a while to hit you, and I'm like,
Beaver smell like tuna, says Trace on the news. They warned people not to take them because someone died.
Really?
That's what Beaver smell like tuna says. But
Well,
the news does like to hype things up,
Yeah,
so you
they
never
do.
know.
I haven't taken it. Well, yeah.
Well, we haven't figured out what's in them yet.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. But it was, I don't know. I was put in such a position, and now I'm like, now I got to think about what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I'm like, in my head, I'm like I'd have to call my wife, and I'm like, oh,
Can't be
but
driving.
I
Like
can't.
in
I'm
the
like,
middle of driving.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna say where I got him from because I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta drive. He's like, how far? I'm like, 45 minutes. He's like, yeah, you
Don't
might
worry.
make it. He said you might make it home before it kicks in. And I'm like,
What kind
what
of place is this?
I don't know, but I was like, nah, I can't do that.
You ever seen anybody else in this place? Or
Yeah,
just you?
Especially to take 4 of them.
Yeah, take all 4.
That's crazy.
This is a bit, I can't wait to tell the people about who love Disney so much. This next story.
I think we were ahead of the game on that, and people are starting to realize, especially with inflation, and everything. I don't think people are willing to pay $10,000 for a week at Disney.
Not.
I don't think. I think it takes, being a little bit broke to realize, man, that's a lot of fucking,
Ridiculous.
that's a lot of fucking
It's
money
ridiculous.
for
It's
not a
ridiculous.
lot of a good time.
Ridiculous amount of money.
But they are, or they wouldn't. They're building a new theme park.
Yeah, they're building a new. It's like they have a big announcement and everything. They have a big convention, unless the big rides they're opening up and all this
The
stuff.
villain theme park of
It's
all
gonna
the
be the
Disney villains.
Disney villains
But
theme
it's
park.
a giant commercial on the
And
news.
then you've got all the Disney influencers. The news goes right to the Disney influencers, and they tell about them. They're all excited about it. And it's like the grown men in their flowery Disney shirts talking about Disney, and it's like, what's wrong with you? And then just heard yesterday that this woman's husband is suing Disney because she had a peanut allergy really bad, and she went to a restaurant at Disney World and she died. Even though they told her a couple times, before they ordered, that she had a severe peanut allergy. And Disney said, hey, tough shit. You signed up for Disney Plus 5 years ago. And if you read the fine print in Disney Plus, it says you can't sue us for nothing. And it's Disney don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They don't care if they kill your family member. They could give a fuck about you.
Well, she even said, not only did he signed up for Disney Plus, then he also signed the same paper when you bought tickets to go to Disney. So now you have to sign papers to go to Disney.
Let's say you can't sue if you get killed.
buy
If you get killed at Disney World, you can't sue the guy because they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Disney.
Disney
Schmizney. F that.
Sorry, Vampire Jeremy. I know you guys like Disney.
Hey, Vampire Jerry, enjoy Disney World. Just don't die because they don't give a fuck about you, and you ain't getting a dime because they can't.
There's some small print that says you can't sue them if anything happens. Although, I will say with the peanut allergy bullshit, you shouldn't be allowed to sue anybody ever over that. If I had an allergy so bad that I would die, I wouldn't rely on anybody ever cooking my food for me. Ever.
Yep.
Especially if I went somewhere like Disney where, you shouldn't have to cater to those people. You shouldn't have to say, we don't have anything here. You got to be so super, on it, that you can't, these people can't have any particle of nuts or something. It's like, no, we can't cater to that. Are you allowed to even do that?
I would have died immediately just eating peanut butter. Like, I can't help it.
It's just food. I would never go out to eat. You're trusting 18-year-old fry cook, to say, hey, if I eat this, I'll die.
Never.
What? Which one? Which order was that? No peanut. I can't.
I would never ever rely on somebody cooking my food for me that I could die so easily if someone messed up. No thanks. Don't go out to eat. Sometimes people don't get to, they just don't get to go out to eat then.
That's what everybody in the chat is saying. Better not go out to eat. Why are you trusting somebody else with your life that you don't? Yeah. You're not back in the kitchen seeing that he cleaned the peanut butter off the knife before he made you. You're not back there.
Yeah.
Speaking of peanuts and peanut butter, though, I got a new snack. It's so good. You know those little 2-ounce containers you got from Malibu Grand Prix?
Yeah.
When they went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
I take like a handful of those. Like those are my favorite. I'm a sauce guy, and those are great for
the little sauce to go containers.
Yeah, little to go sauce containers. She got like 1 million of them, and oh man. I don't have to clean these. I got a bunch of them at my house, and you got to put sauce, and then you got to clean them out. But I can just throw those away.
Right away.
It's nice. But I've been toasting a piece of bread, cut it up into little pieces, and then melting some peanut butter in a skillet and pour it into one of those and just dipping the toast into the warm peanut butter like a dipping snack. Oh, bro. It's so good.
It's just a different version of peanut butter toast.
It is, but
peanut
it's
butter
better.
toast is really
I love
good.
it.
That's what I had for breakfast this morning. I had some peanut butter toast.
Yeah.
But first you put some butter on it. Make it a little more caloric and rich.
yeah.
Oh, then you put the peanut butter toast.
It's pretty damn good.
So that could be a new. You know how restaurants are always looking for that new appetizer, that new something different. Peanut butter toast with hot peanut butter dip.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an appetizer or
Or
is that
dessert.
a dessert?
I don't know. It could be either one. You have to sell it as both. Double your money.
What is it the deal with there always being so many foreign people at like Disney and stuff? That's just because you come over from another country and you're like, what do I do? All I've ever heard of, in a different country was Disney. So you go there. Like it sounds racist of me, but I'm going to prove that I'm going to explain how it's not.
Alrighty.
It's just like a sign. When you see a bunch of foreign people at a place, it's like this place is so touristy. You can tell how touristy a place is by how many foreign people are there. And I'm more of a, if you know type place.
Yeah.
Like Wiki Watchy, and there's a couple other springs I know of that I'm not going to say the name of and blow them up and ruin Wiki Watchy like I did the first time.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool places I go to. But I go and I see a bunch, Wiki Watchy's been overran by people.
Yeah.
And last time
because of you, buddy.
Last time I went there was a bunch of, people from a different country there. And there's like 10 of them. And they were just coming down the river and just crashing into every single boat. That was, it was a disaster. I mean, people were laughing. People were mad. People were going crazy. They just like...
They were coming down in what?
In kayaks.
Intentionally crashing?
No, they could. I'm foreign from a different country. I guess they don't have water and rivers or something in other countries, and they just don't. They're just like they're coming towards you, and you're like, oh, well, they're gonna paddle and miss me, and you're like, I don't think they're gonna miss me. They're just and they try. They always go the opposite way. When you try and turn the other way.
How'd they get down the whole river? Jeez.
Yeah.
Dwight and Izzy subscribed for 52 months. Thank you, Dwight and Izzy.
Vampire Jeremy says, fuck Disney, we're Universal people.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Trying to hang that Disney tag on them, babe.
Sorry.
Yeah, we were Universal people, too, when the kids were young. They had a ton of good rides.
Islands of Adventure.
It's Universal Islands of Adventure, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like...
They're two different places.
I know, but it's Universal. Like, that's the name of it, I'm just saying. No, it's not?
I think so.
I think they're two different places. There's Universal.
Yeah, and then there's
Universal,
and then there's Universal Islands of Adventure.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't care for any of that crap. Busch Gardens is good enough for me. Ride a couple roller coasters, and that's about it.
I'm over all that stuff.
Yep. Evan Vendetta, 7 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan Vendetta. Appreciate it. You ride the roller coasters and do all the rides when you're a kid, and then when you're an adult and you have kids and you ride them all and you go again to all the theme parks for a few years. I'm done.
Yeah, I could obviously
never
see
going
that.
to the fair again.
I can't really see me and Lauren going to Busch Gardens when we're like 50. Like.
If you live vicariously through your kids, so you enjoy watching your kids, going on the roller coaster with your kids. I'm not really looking to go on Sheikah anymore. One time was enough for me. I don't know. I could be talked into going on a roller coaster.
I don't know. I see you going on one still.
Yeah, if the kids wanted to take him on a roller coaster, if I was jumping on immediately.
Yeah. Oh God. I guess looks like I'll be doing roller coaster.
One of the things that turns me off of roller coasters is you're like, man, that's pretty intense. Looking at it, and you're like, I'm I'm going to be a man and go ride this roller coaster. And then there's like a 7-year-old girl next to you about to get on it. And you're like, I guess I'm not too brave for going on this roller coaster.
Yeah. What's their height requirement? I guess I'm not as manly as I thought.
I think Harper can ride like everything.
You're what?
Harper can ride everything.
She's pretty tall. Tall for her age. She seems like.
Yeah.
She's like 4'6", 4'6.5".
I forget what. I can't believe I made Bella ride Iron Gwazi.
Was she traumatized?
Yeah, it was bad. You know, we were so concerned of if she was going to be tall enough to ride it. We didn't think of if she should ride it as her first roller coaster. It's pretty much one of the most intense ones they got there, and I think she passed out when she rode it. And, I mean, she was terrified.
Is that the new Iron Gwazi?
Yeah, the Iron Gwazi.
It was worse when it was wooden.
It was a little shaky.
Would mess you up, man. It would just throw you all around.
Yeah, you get real limp when you pass out, too. You're lucky she didn't slip out of it.
I can remember, at least, we'd always try to find ways to get the kids to make them taller so they could go on the rides. Probably not the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think.
You know they give a leeway.
Yeah, they have to. Ned's Navy says, we used to go to Busch Gardens when we were young and poor. Now I'm old and have a little money, but have no desire to go anymore.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks way worse than I thought it would. Yeah, I ain't
can't do
going on
them
any
rides
roller
anymore.
coasters anymore.
It's a
Take
lot
me
of
to the
walking and
hospital.
waiting, you know? Like,
so much
I ain't
walking.
waiting in line ever.
We've never waited, but we
Berlin-
never did the wait. We'd go on a Wednesday. We're not going to wait in those weekend lines.
There's like 90-minute waits. It's like,
Never,
no,
ever.
thank you.
It's a little better now that I kind of have been a few times and know the park. Like, as a kid, like I went every couple years. You know, like I never went a lot.
Yeah.
So like I'd go there, and it's pretty simple. You know, it's just kind of a loop, and I know it now. But
it's just a loop.
Before I
a long
figured
ass
out the
loop, though.
loop, you know, I never got a map or anything, and I'm just like, all right, I want to ride this, and it'd be over here, and then I'd be like, now I want to ride this, and I go instead of like kind of hitting it all in
a circle.
In a circle, I was just going.
We used to go to Busch Gardens at least once a year. Like
Yeah,
we'd go,
for a while.
We'd go to
Because we go to Halloween Horror Nights.
or something. We haven't been
That was the
for a
best
while.
because everybody went to the houses and you could ride the rides and nobody was on the rides because they're all in the haunted houses. Getting not scared in a giant line. It's like I want to be scared, but I never got scared at Halloween Horror Nights because there was 100 people ahead of you. And you see the guy jumping out, and you're like, all right, he's gonna jump out when I get up there too, and that's not gonna be scary. I never really got it.
I've never, been scared in those houses. I mean, you get the jumps, you'll be like, oh shit, I kind of like that.
That's the fun. What you want? You want to hold? You can't get it. There's too many people there.
Yeah, there's too many. It's all about that jump scare.
I just don't like people following me and looking scary and following me because, if you ever ran or gone somewhere when you just outside at night or something and you kind of run into the house and you like pretend that someone was chasing you.
How fast could you get in the door?
Yeah, how fast could I get in the door? There's Jerry.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
And it would be scary, so I guess that's why I don't like that.
All right, Jerry's here. Let me play something for you real quick. We'll be right back. No, not the cripple ping pong. What am I looking for?
Oh, yeah.
Back here. Oh, all right. We'll be right back with more ClusterF.
You need something?
Plane ticket.
You're trying to get a plane ticket?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Portland, Maine.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. My boss just called me in and said you got reported for loitering.
Me?
Yeah.
I got reported for loitering?
Yeah, he said that I actually have to write you a $500 ticket.
You lying, man.
No, I'm serious.
Like, stop lying, bro. I've been out here the last 3 days, man.
I know, they finally called it in.
Alright, I stay across the street, though. I'll just leave.
Here, man, just take it. I already wrote it all up and everything.
Bro, you lying.
It's a $500 ticket?
Hey, wait.
Thanks, bro. Of course, man. Thanks, bro. Of course, brother. Hey, you're alright, man. You're good. You're alright. Thank you, man. Of course.
What's your name?
Dawson.
I'm Jalen.
Jalen?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man. God bless you.
God bless you, man.
Hey, you alright, brother?
Oh, you know how hard I work for this, bro.
You're good, man. What do you have to go home for?
I play pro basketball in Maine. I lost my apartment because I was in a relationship and she didn't pay her lease with her sister, and I was trying to take over the lease, but I had to wait 2 months to get my license, and they came with the police, kicked me out, but I had already made a team in Maine, so I thought I was gonna be stuck out here. I gotta be back June 10th for training camp.
You'll be there, man.
Season, man. Thank you, bro.
Of course, man.
God bless you, man.
God bless you, too.
And now, a dramatic reading of the latest work of fiction by Nedley Mandingo III. 50 Shades of White. Trash. In his Mountain Dew tank top and his tight cut-off jeans, Ted Johnson struck an imposing figure. And he knew it. His cockiness was matched only by his sperm count, which is the reason he had 7 illegitimate children from 7 different mothers. It was another dry, hot, dusty day in his Lake Placid trailer park. He was a handyman by trade, and he was currently 3 hours late for a plumbing job he was completely ill-equipped to handle. His only hope was that the woman of the house needed a good pipe cleaning more than she needed her leaky faucet fixed. He pulled his Pontiac Firebird into the gravel driveway with the kind of overblown macho swagger that can only be pulled off by someone who is deep, deep white trash. He used his tan, muscular arms to haul himself out of the car through the T-tops, since the driver's side door was permanently jammed from a Jim Beam-induced rollover from 3 years ago. He walked confidently as he made his way up to the trailer, his boots crunching with every step on the dusty limestone. The trailer was moldy and unkempt, with a distinct sag in the middle. He made his way to the front of the trailer, climbing up the steps, which were not steps at all, but actually old milk crates piled haphazardly in front of a screen door. He started to knock, but then a young woman suddenly appeared and opened the door. "Howdy," she said. "My name's Deirdre." She was a stocky girl, well on her way to being grossly overweight, but still able to cling on to that last bit of sexiness, until the next bucket of fried chicken ripped it from her pudgy fingers. He could tell her ass was big, but stuffed and molded into her too-tight jeans, it was shapely enough. Ted pretended to accidentally drop his pen, and she quickly bent down to retrieve it, her faded blue jeans stretching to their limit, like 10 pounds of shit stuffed into a 5-pound sack. The sexual tension between the two was immediate and obvious, almost as obvious as the ample bulge in his cut-off shorts. Feeling a burst of confidence from the 3 Percocets he had taken a half-hour before, Ted brushed up against her backside with the turgid outline of his penis. She turned and looked into his eyes with a stare that said, "My uncle raped me when I was 11, so obviously I'll screw you." Never one for subtlety, Ted ripped down her tube top, revealing 2 enormous, undulating breasts that seemed to be at least double E's. Ted quickly undid his massive Harley-Davidson belt buckle, as Deirdre struggled to wiggle out of her too-tight jeans like a garter snake trying to shed its old skin. Ted couldn't help noticing her nipples were long, pink, and hard as the 3-day-old cat shit sitting on the kitchen counter behind him. He pulled down his pants and waited for the gasp as he revealed his oversized manhood. Deirdre did gasp in awe, the kind of gasp usually reserved for a $25 Cracker Barrel gift card. Ned Show, what's up?
Hey, wanted to call and mark out to Ned.
Mark out away.
What's going on, brother, man? Long-time listener. Love listening to your afternoon show.
Well, thank you, sir. What's your name?
My name's Nick from Hardy County.
Hardy County. What you doing in Hardy today?
Ain't a whole lot of going on in Hardy County, but some cow tipping.
So, why do you choose to live in Hardy County, sir? Are you running from the law?
You sniffed it right out.
You Hardy County ex-felon dirtbag.
You got it.
What was your crime of choice? You lowlife.
It was somewhat of a spree, and that's all I can get into.
A spree. Well, if I was a betting man, I'd say it was a meth-fueled killing spree involving bestiality, incest, and gay bondage. Am I warm?
Fill it in as you need, sir.
Welcome back to ClusterF. Don't forget Ned in Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45, and then the Hang Anniversary Edition, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Don't forget to vote as well for the Best of the Bay. Oh, where's my deal? I lost my paper. Where's my paper? There it is. I got it. Go to vote.cltampa.com. Vote.cltampa.com/entertainment. Vote for the best podcast, The Hang, and the best morning TV show, ClusterF. We'll take home some of that hardware, put it in our trophy case.
Vote early, vote often.
Yeah, exactly. If you know any illegal immigrants who have access to a computer, which they probably do free from the government, tell them to vote away.
Any dead people, vote for them.
Nursing homes. Harvest as many ballots as you can. Vote.cltampa.com/entertainment. ClusterF show, best morning TV show, and the Hang, best podcast. I'm sure it's all rigged, but it's nice. It's fun to be in the it's fun to be in the running.
Get a couple of numbers.
We appreciate the people voting for us.
But anyway, last week there was a little something going on here. So I seen something that I had to get for Trace.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, look at that. Hang on. Okay.
Oh, a tackle box.
You got a brand new tackle
Oh,
He
man.
saw the pictures.
Now let's take a picture of that tackle box now, and we'll take a picture of it in a year as well.
A year?
6 months, 6 days.
6 days. The next time he goes out.
Yeah, next time I go out.
I was out shopping this weekend. I seen that. And I was like, had Trace written all over.
Oh, yeah. It's got a knife and some pliers.
Yeah, he'll use that.
I'll definitely use it. Thank you. Thank you.
See how long till the pliers are rusty.
Let me see.
Tape measure in there. That's
Tape
good.
measure.
That's good to have, man.
Tape
I've been snapper fishing, and they got to be 10 inches before, and forgot
The Corona bottle.
forgot.
What 10 inches is?
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what 10 inches is, so I was like, fuck.
Should have invited me to go with you.
Jesus.
Doc's laughing at that one.
Oh, but I ended up calling Lauren and asked her how long a Corona bottle was. And
That's how we made this now.
How long is it?
I was like, go get a Corona bottle and measure it and tell me how big it is. Because I had a Corona bottle, which was at 9 inches. So I could judge.
You couldn't judge an
I can
inch.
judge about an inch, you know. So I was able to figure out which ones I could keep and not.
Now you got a tape measure, buddy.
Yeah.
No need to use the Corona bottle. You get drunk and you be using the mini Corona bottle.
Yeah.
It's legal, officer. I swear, I measured it.
Oh, here's my Corona bottle. I'll show you.
Yeah. What? I'm not supposed to be drinking?
I feel more obligated to take care of it when somebody else gets it for
Exactly.
me. You know?
You should.
Except his mom.
There wasn't a lot spent on it. Don't worry.
He's been having some luck lately fishing. You can
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, bringing some
That
stuff
was-
to and cooking it here in the morning. Good
Got
stuff.
A good snapper and a good cobia last time I went out. Oh, cobia is pretty good tasting. That's one of my new favorite fish.
They're hard to catch, aren't they?
Cobia. A little bit, but
I can't believe you didn't say that. When you got a cobia. How do you not do that?
I think I'm gonna start letting the Spanish mackerel go.
Oh, can you turn the camera to get Jerry more on?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we need that. Yeah.
People demand it. The people. Oh, look, Jerry's right arm.
Here I am. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, right there.
There
Perfect.
we go.
Perfect.
That me and Tracy.
Yeah.
What up, buddy?
Tracing his best bud. Let me see that tackle box there, buddy.
Here you go.
It's got all the things you need to go and
Oh, yeah.
fish.
Everything.
Trace, you're like the son Jerry never wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, I'll buy you something every now and then, and that's it. You're good. You know?
I'm gonna definitely. I know what I'm gonna do with that. I hope he's not offended by it, but I'm just gonna put it under a seat in the boat somewhere. So next time I go fishing and get out, and I'm like, I forgot everything.
It's your emergency tackle.
Like I said, not a lot was spent on it. It was in the clearance aisle, and the next step was the throw out.
Oh man. I finally got approved to drive Uber Eats. I don't know if that's good or bad, or if I should care or even try it.
Spare time?
It's the complaint of, I only got half my order. It's suddenly going to go up.
As long
Because half of it was
as they're not getting Checkers fries, I think I'll be all right. They get some Checkers fries. They're getting about a half a thing of Checkers fries.
You got to be careful. The guy about a year ago, that guy, he was doing Uber Eats in his last run of the night, and the guy brought him into the house and cut his head.
The guy just got out of prison.
Cut his.
I mean, what was the reason for that? There was no reason really. Even the lady was like that. I was waiting for my husband to come home, and he never. He
guy
never
killed
showed-
him and
he
cut his
said,
head
"I'm
off."
on my last run." And how stupid are you to? You know that Uber Eats knows that they just went to your house, right?
I guess he missed prison.
Yeah.
Missed his girlfriend, I guess, in prison. I don't know.
Freaking killed the guy.
Just a lunatic. Just some people who just see opportunity. Oh, this is my opportunity to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that a long time.
Yeah, I've been locked up in prison, and you never know who you're delivering stuff
And
to.
plus, he got out on good behavior. So, here's a guy that just chopped somebody's head off, and he got out on good behavior.
We were watching the news last night, and there were two stories in a row. One was a robbery. I think it was probably the Hard Rock deal. Then the next one was some kind of violent thing. And if you added up the rap sheet of both two people they were talking about, it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
One guy was 36 and the other guy was 18. 18 on his rap sheet, and it's like, how is that even a thing? And it's common. It's common.
Why do they keep letting these people out?
That's right.
And
like,
that's until the people start demanding that they keep these fucking people locked
Well,
up.
the thing is, once you're so bad of a criminal, it doesn't really matter if you get arrested again. Like, that shouldn't be how it is, you know? These people with no money, and, they're already career criminals. They're just going to get arrested and let right out again,
It shouldn't even be a saying, a career criminal.
but that's it. And that's the bullshit. Like, we need more police. No, you don't. The police did their job 50 times there. They did their job.
police
Between the
always
two of
say
them, they were locked up 50 times.
Yeah.
So they did their job. You don't need more
The
police.
laws need change.
You need a judge that's going to say, all right, you're going to jail. Instead of, no cash bail and all this bullshit.
Jail
See you in 30 days.
only seems to suck for the middle class. If you're rich, it doesn't matter. You can get a lawyer to do it all. If you're poor, you just spend a couple days in jail and get let go, and you say, I ain't got no money.
Pretty much.
And they can't fine you or anything because you're like, I ain't got no money. That's all you do.
Yeah.
If you're middle class, you're like, well, I got to pay the money or they're going to suspend my license, or I can't, I'm going to have to spend a month in jail, so I can't, and I'm going to lose my job. And it's just below.
I think that the big problem is there's not room because they don't build enough prisons because nobody wants a prison around them. And plus, they steal all the money. So, if people, it's very important to keep criminals out of society. It should be one of the top priorities of the government. I don't care if you gotta make a prison cruise liner.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if you got to make an island.
Exactly.
But they don't. These people need to be kept out of society, but they're not. They're too busy stealing the money and not building prisons.
And that's the other thing. It's like you said, well, nobody wants a prison in their neighborhood. Well, you know what? Somewhere up in the middle of the state of Florida, there's 1,000 acres with nothing but gators around.
Yep.
Built a 10,000 room prison right up there. Oh, it's too far for me to travel to go see my son?
Too bad.
Fuck off.
Too bad.
You know what? You should have took care of your son. You know?
I agree.
I've heard that a lot
in
of
every state there's places
Exactly.
like that. Every state's got places like
You know, there's plenty of room for prisons. You know, it's just, well, how am I going to go see my, felon son or felon daughter? Well, you know what? Uber it, baby. You know, sorry.
It's not important at all.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
important is keeping your relative who's a criminal off the street. That's what's important.
Exactly. My problem is not having your son on the street.
But nobody even addresses that. When's the last time either party addressed the fact that our criminal justice system sucks because we can't keep criminals in jail?
We can, we just don't.
Yeah.
We can, we just don't.
have to
Well,
fix
that
the
I think that's
laws.
I think we in some places we can't because we don't have the prison room, and in a lot of places they just let these people out because of the DAs or these states' attorneys who are lean a certain way.
I don't know if it's true, but Donald Trump and Elon Musk were saying that other countries right now are taking their worst criminals, taking them out of prison, shipping them over here, and saying, go across the border to America, and if you come back to our country, we're going to execute you.
And why
Oh, that's what it was. It was 3 different illegals that they had on the news that they were showing who this one just raped a 14-year-old girl, and they just let him
out on $500 bond.
Yeah, he raped a 14-year-old girl, and they just let him out. This other one raped a woman in the Bronx in the park or something.
Now, if I'm the father of that 14-year-old girl, and now that guy got out, and I go out and shoot him
You
and kill
go
him,
to jail.
guess where I'm
No
going?
problem.
Guess where I'm going?
No problem for you
You
going
know?
to jail for that.
And that 14-year-old's parents, who are in whatever country, now are going to sue me and get whatever I got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it used to be not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, they would be saying that everyone's exaggerating the migrant crime problem. And it's not a thing, and migrants are great, and it's awesome.
I think it's underreported.
I think it's underreported, and last night we saw it reported, and they were talking about these 3 incidences and saying it's becoming a problem. It's like they weren't doing that before. There wasn't much reporting about these things, but now there is. And it's undeniable when you let a bunch of people in your country that are undocumented, of course there's going to be a pretty decent amount of criminals coming over.
And why would Castro did it years ago in the 70s. When they had the migrant thing, Castro said, listen, if you make it to dry land, they're going to keep you there. All you have to do is make it to the beach, and you're there.
He emptied the prisons. He emptied the prisons.
So, going with that, why wouldn't Venezuela and a bunch of other countries do the same thing?
Yeah, we need to clear out some prisons to get, make some room. So let's send them all
why
to America.
wouldn't they do that?
I mean, you'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. All you got to do is walk through the gate and say, yeah, I'm illegal. All right, no problem. Show up in 60 days. Here's a phone. Here's a hotel room. And here's a meal. That's it. Why wouldn't they do that?
All these
I mean, I would if I was running some third world country. Yeah, freaking empty it out.
It'd be very smart.
Yeah.
It'd be the best move for your country.
And
Get rid of these scumbags.
we've been paying for these people to live while
Paying
they're not going to come out and rape
a lot of money.
women.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how much money we're giving these people.
As much as
when are we
going to
do something about that? Nothing will ever happen until we do something about it. Quit taking our fucking tax dollars and doing shit with it that we don't want done with it.
I always wanted to be a Cuban raft crafter. The guys that have go over to Cuba and start making rafts out of junk for these people to float across on.
Bamboo.
Cuban raft.
Sure.
I always see him building those things. I was like, I could have built that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, you better pick some smooth sailing for some of these rafts.
They come across, what is that, 90 miles? 90 miles across for Cuba.
All they had to do was touch dry land, and they were in. If you got them in the water, they were able to send them back. But as soon as they touched dry land, they were in.
It's so ridiculous that, so that was the policy.
That was the policy.
Well,
exactly
immediately, you have a special session of Congress, and you change the policy, right? Why aren't we're not a serious country, and we haven't been a serious country for how long ago was that?
Yeah, why wouldn't you change
30,
that
which-
policy?
and I think
And
they have
if you're,
changed
even
it
if you're
in
coming
40.
for, the right reason because of your political whatever, tough stuff. We don't care anymore.
And I think they have
I don't
changed the
care.
policy, but all they're doing now is coming around the other way and go through.
You gotta
the
go
border of
through Mexico.
and walking
Yeah.
through and going,
Yeah.
"Here I am." So they changed the policy, but now they just come through another door.
Yeah.
It's just, yep.
I mean, I'm not for, these people being able to do that, but when you do watch a video, aren't you usually rooting for the people to get to the land? When you watch a video, they got people on the rafts and they're all trying to get to land before the Coast Guard gets them.
not me. Not me. I'm like,
really,
no.
No, I'm not.
And you know what? It's not like we had said there's nobody allowed in this country. That's it. We're not taking anybody. There is a way of getting in this country. Okay, it may take some time, but you can get in this country.
I can tell you what
okay?
we don't want, though. We don't want you're tired and poor anymore. We don't want that.
We got enough of that shit. in the
Yeah,
last
we got
3
enough
years.
of our own, and we got enough of your own. So we don't want the tired and poor anymore.
Man.
I guarantee if you're immigrating into another country, they probably vet you.
They don't want the tired.
Every
They don't
other
want our
coun-
tired
they
and
don't-
Try getting
poor.
into Canada. Try getting into Canada. They want to. They want to see your bank account. They're
Yeah.
like, how much you got? You
Yeah.
know, you're not coming in here and going on welfare.
They don't
How much
want
you
you
got?
tired and poor.
Socialist Canada. Yeah, you can't get in there.
Can't get in there. You're gonna say something?
I sent you a video, and I mean, we've all seen these videos, but I watch them and I just look at them like, man, the first one.
Which one?
That one. I'm like, man, like, this is really in our country. Like, I can't believe this isn't a bigger deal. Like, people don't see.
I
mean,
see lots of videos like this, on the internet of a lot of cities.
I mean, that's worse than a third world country. I mean, pause
I mean-
it. Like, I mean, you look at these videos in other countries, and some of it's kind of similar, but not everybody's passed out on drugs. They live, got to live kind of on the streets, but they're being at least productive and doing stuff. This is just a bunch of people. This is a crisis, a fentanyl fucking crisis that everybody's just strung out like zombies on the street all day.
And you're letting people just come in through the border,
And they
unfettered, just walk in with fentanyl.
Talking about how they're, the fentanyl's bad. They keep saying that on the news, everything, which means they're, they don't care.
They don't care.
They just keep saying, the crisis of fentanyl. And yet the guy that just shot that guy from the casino, the guy,
Yeah.
he was one of the shooters. I remember the story. You guys might too.
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks ago, he was arrested at a Taco Bell at night because he passed out in the drive-thru. He was in his car and he passed out in the drive-thru, and they found fentanyl in his car.
A large amount
of fentanyl, and he was released like the next day. It's like, so they don't care about fentanyl at all.
They don't
Well,
care about it
they're
at all.
saying that the Chinese are doing it. They're the ones who, have mainly sent this stuff over because and they're killing, all these Americans, and it's in a way that we just don't care about.
For some reason, we don't care about it.
You
'cause
give
it's-
junkies poison and they kill themselves. You're like, oh, well, he was a junkie,
was a junkie.
anyway, and nobody
That's
cares.
how people see it. As well, they're just homeless people. We don't care.
It's like so many people that it's not like just junkies,
No.
These people, some of them had to be normal people. A lot of them
Some of them
probably
are
did.
teenage kids,
know?
thinking they're doing one thing, but then they also, they get you by saying, well, my son thought he was doing,
Cocaine.
or something, and people still go, well, he was doing cocaine, so he deserves to die. I
That's
guess.
it. You don't know what they're cutting this stuff with.
And they don't show you a lot of the stories. You'll see like a mom saying, well, here's my 17, 18-year-old son. He was a football star. He's a straight A student, and he blew out his knee, and they put him on the OxyContins. And then 6 months later, he was on heroin, and if he hadn't hurt his knee, he never would have been a drug addict. And then he dies of fentanyl 2 years later, and he's a scumbag. No, he's not. He's, the drug companies lied about the addiction of addictability of opioids.
Yeah.
All right,
Play it. I
let's
haven't
finish
seen-
watching.
All right, here we go.
Share it.
USA. This is Philadelphia.
Is it Philly? Okay.
got to show the reality, brother.
I mean, if they showed you this video and said this was Guatemala,
Yeah, you'd say, what third world country
You'd say,
is
I don't want to
this?
go there.
Absolutely.
Why is that so loud?
It's like a party. Looks like a
Doesn't
party.
look like a party.
Look at that. Look at this lady. She's in a fentanyl deal.
Man,
Wow.
I mean, that's crazy.
And when nobody even talks about it, really. Not gonna
Unless a
think-
politician comes into town, then they all of a sudden
clean it up.
Then it gets cleaned up. Where'd they all go? Where did they put all these people when they clean it up?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I saw Gavin
The other
Newsom,
part of town.
cleaning up some trash. and
Exactly. Yeah. All of a
I
sudden,
was like,
clean
that.
up.
See, let's get to work like Gavin Newsom, Jerry. He was out there cleaning up that homeless camp. See, that's the kind of guys we need.
After all these years, he finally, maybe I need to clean this place up.
Yeah, if
And then the cameras are gone. He's like, get me the fuck out of
he's
here.
like, yeah, bring back the homeless
Give
people.
me some clean clothes, man.
How come taxpayer money is never created like a good thing? Like we can't, there's not one like good homeless camp in any state that's like actually helping homeless people become not homeless.
Because it's run by the government.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It's run by the
government.
and
Anything run by the government's fucked up.
it's
You
big.
play
but
my
it's-
Rothschild video I gave you.
Okay, it's big business too. The homelessness, big. You're talking billions.
They can steal a lot of money
steal a lot of
claiming to give
money.
it to homeless people or
Well,
help
you got,
homeless people.
but it's like the business people that are like ripping off the government. All these hotels and stuff. Yeah, all right. 100% occupancy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah, bring them on in.
That's why I said, like, all the apartments and stuff around here, they're building so many. And I'm like, they
Gotta be
probably
careful.
have a deal already set. That's why they keep building them is, you know what, if we don't work out, if people don't move here like we think they are, we'll just go Section 8 and the government will pay us for them all.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely right.
so we're all good. We got a backup.
If you own one of them like 20 apartment buildings where you
Yeah.
rent it out to, and the economy went bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I got nobody renting
Section
mine.
8.
Call the state, Section 8. All right, here's 20 people. Take them on in.
Yep.
And that's it.
Well,
You gotta worry
government,
about that.
government's paying big bucks to house immigrants.
Well,
in
that's
in
it.
hotels and places like that. So
And feeding them, and I mean,
phones,
phones,
debit cards, insanity. Okay, this, what
Trace Kyrock said Uber Eats will send you a lot of jobs at first, but then it dwindles down to nothing. Send you a lot to make you feel like you.
You work there for about 2 weeks and quit.
Yeah,
There you go.
I don't really care.
Go to the competition.
It's I mean, how many people have done that? In the
What?
chat have done the Uber Eats deal. I think everybody's tried it. I've strayed away, and even I was downloading it the other day, and Mom was like, "Make sure you don't download Schmoober Eats." And then I'm downloading it, and they're asking me for my social security number and stuff.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck,
Everybody's
man.
got your social security number.
That's how I feel at this point.
Everybody's got it's on the dark web, just waiting for somebody to buy it.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
got it right from the government who didn't secure our social security numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Bunch of
What about
fucks.
Uber? I mean, you have to keep your car clean, but
I don't know, do you?
Because you'd be a funny guy, driving around, a taxi driver.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Trace Hogan Uber. Trace Hogan.
Yeah,
Uber.
exactly.
it's
No.
I don't know. You can tell like all the apps, like nobody wants to do driving people around. Everybody wants to do the Uber Eats thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to get. I think one of the other delivering services Lauren was trying to do, and she's like, "Yeah, they don't even have any availability because so many people want to do it."
Everybody wants to deliver groceries and food.
Yeah.
And not deal with other people other than just like
That
now-
means it's never good. So don't do it.
I've never used Uber Eats ever.
Or Uber.
I think we took an Uber. Remember Ron paid for us to have an Uber because we
Oh,
were
that's
stranded
right.
when Trace's boat broke down on the
Yeah.
river.
Yep, one time.
And that's the first time we used an Uber, and last time, hopefully. What's this video, babe?
It's about the banking system, how it became, how the Rothschild, was it Rothschild?
Rothschild.
Yeah. How the Rothschilds became rich.
The rulers
the
of
banks.
the rulers of the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Banker in the world just died, and when you study his family, it becomes clear why people can't afford homes and college. The story goes back to the 1700s and a banker named Mayer Rothschild. And he made an amazing discovery that there was more wealth lending money to governments than individual people. And to stay with me, because this will explain why Gen Z can't afford anything. Rothschild would have 5 sons, who he would send to 5 different countries across Europe to start central banks: Germany, Austria, England, Italy, and France. And by the early 1800s, the Rothschild family was funding both sides of the Napoleonic Wars, which was the real World War I. And funding both sides of wars would become part of the business model. Well, Napoleon would be defeated at the Battle of Waterloo, and the Rothschilds had gotten the news before everyone else. They knew that England won the war. Well, they start selling off all their English war bonds, and they make sure everyone could see them do it. And when everyone saw the Rothschilds selling their bonds, they started to sell theirs. They assumed that the Rothschilds had information that England was going to lose the war. And when everyone started selling their war bonds, the Rothschilds bought them back for pennies on the dollar. And later that week, when everyone else found that England won the war, the Rothschilds basically owned the country. And as Nathan Rothschild said, "Give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws." The business model had become to get governments and people into debt. And when the Rothschilds saw a young America, they saw opportunity. And in 1816, they found their way into American central banking with the Second Bank of the United States. And your money would be worth even less today if Andrew Jackson hadn't come along and saved the country. He started what are known as the bank wars. He balanced the budget, paid off America's debt, and ended the charter of the Second Bank of the United States. And although an assassin was sent after Jackson,
I was gonna say, how did he not get killed?
would miss both shots, and Jackson would...
Yeah, you don't fuck with Andrew Jackson. I mean, look at that hair.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of Indians. That guy had balls.
All them guys back then had balls.
They did.
Yeah.
Proceed to beat him with a cane.
Yeah, $20 bill is my favorite now.
Old Hickory.
That's why Jackson is on the $20 bill. They're mocking him, and they're mocking you and me. But 77 years later, the Rothschilds would take control of the American banking system with the passage of the Federal Reserve Act. That's what this book is about. It gave a small group of powerful bankers a monopoly over the printing of the American dollar. And for every dollar they print, they're paid back at interest. This is why the 16th Amendment was passed that same year, 1913. It established the federal income tax for the first time in American history. When they print this money, they get paid back at interest with our tax dollars. And there hadn't been a federal income tax for the first 137 years that America was a country. And these taxes go to paying back the bankers at interest, not the roads and the military like everyone thinks. It's usury, debt, interest. It's how you steal the wealth from the middle class of a nation. And they love the wars because they're getting paid.
I thought, and obviously, according to this guy, I'm wrong.
I don't think your mic's working.
Okay. Hello? 1, 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that the Federal Reserve gave the banks money, and that's how the interest rate was set, that the banks gave us, and, we gave out the money to the banks, and the banks would give us interest, I would say 1%, but then the banks gives it out to the people, where the banks charge like 5% or whatever. I thought that's the way it worked. The way he's explaining it, he's like the banks are giving the government money.
So, he's not talking to the banks. He's just strictly talking about the Federal Reserve,
yeah, that's what, and I
which is a private bank. The Federal Reserve is not a government. It's just called federal. It's a private entity, and it's.
But aren't they the ones who set the interest rates and all that stuff?
I believe so.
Right? And aren't they the ones that give out the money to the banks?
Not to the. They give it to the government.
To the government.
To the government.
All right. Then, okay.
They're interested. Yeah, that's where we get all our money. The federals. I don't, I don't spend a lot of time figuring it out.
Well,
It's hard to figure out
It's
because
hard. You got to be a lawyer, but you try to.
Convoluted, so that
exactly.
the
Convoluted's the right word.
So the normal people can't
Understand
quite
it.
understand
Yeah.
it, so they can steal your money. That's all it's about.
Is this guy about done, babe, or do you know? Or
I don't know. I didn't watch to the end. I just
how long was it? Because it's getting pretty long.
Oh, you
back.
can play it until you're bored.
Click on it and see where.
At interest, but every time they print that money, they're stealing from the future. It means your money's going to be worth less. It's why they had Lyndon B. Johnson push the Great Society, which made mortgages and college loans available to everyone, which was great for the boomers. But every time they took out those loans, it meant the price of housing and college would go up, up, up. So now no one could afford housing, no one could afford college without going into debt. The business model has always been to use usury to steal the wealth of nations, to control governments, and to control people. Check out my private homes.
I think he kind of embellishes a little bit here.
Maybe a little bit.
You know, he's right.
Either
as
way,
far as
they're
rich people,
still stealing our money.
Well, I mean, are you supposed to just be able to go out and buy a house for cash? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going, well, you got to go out and take a mortgage. Well, yeah. I mean, who can buy a freaking house for cash?
I mean, I think they're just saying.
College. He's like, college. Some people, maybe they can afford it to pay, or they do the Florida First program or whatever. But if you don't, you got to go into debt for college.
But you didn't used to have to.
Yeah.
It went. Tuition went up 800%. Do you know anything in the world that has gone up 800% for a legitimate reason? There's not even a reason they went 800%. 800% tuition went up.
And I agree with you on that, because college became a business. It's not a place of education.
Huge business.
It's a huge business. Now, back in my day, I probably would think less than 50% went to college. Now today I bet like 80% go to college.
Yeah.
So and I was like, oh shit, you got all these people. Well, you have to, like your kids, you have to go to college. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you graduate high school, you're going to college, right? Boom. So it made for you needed more colleges and stuff like that. So I get what you say, but I mean, I just don't get where it's like, it's immediate ripoff. I mean, who else can just afford to go out and, pay $100,000 for college? Should it be worth $100,000? No. But
no, but that's the whole point.
That's the whole point. Is the ripoff.
It was like my tuition was in the hundreds of dollars for a semester.
Yeah, like he paid $500, and here it is. Now it's thousands and thousands.
Exactly. But even then, were you able to pay cash for for every year? Were you able to just go out and say, here?
Yeah.
No, my mom paid for my tuition.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
most parents do. Most parents
which
do.
you probably had to scrimp or whatever, but do less without this and more without that, or whatever. So I get what he's saying, but it's not complete. I think he's embellishing a
not much.
Maybe not much.
And whatever he would be embellishing, it's like he's just trying to get his point. If he is embellishing, but that doesn't take away from the fact that they're all fucking crooks and criminals and cheating their way to the top.
I don't know. If I was in that position, all right, fuck it. I made enough money. I'm going to stop now. I mean, this is what, if you're the head of an empire, you're not going to take Trace in and say, listen, Trace, this is how we make some money. This is how you get rich. And,
So you're
like he did with his 5 sons and stuff like that.
So I see. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a huge cocksucker and try to and fund both sides of a war.
Maybe
I'm not
going to do that.
I'm not.
Well, then you can't. Then you can't stick up for him for other things.
It's also.
If I was an oil,
scumbag
if I was the head of an oil company, I'd supply both sides with oil.
the further you go down the chain
mean,
of that, the worse you're gonna get. You know, if your dad started this and it's like, this is kind of the way we cheat to make a little bit of money. By the time you get the company, you're kind of been raised that way. That cheating's the way. And by the time it gets to your kids, it's like, all right, we're gonna start wars.
You know,
You know,
like
we
I
don't
said,
give
like
a
if I
fuck.
was head of Exxon, you know, an oil company. Fuck, Russia needs oil. I'm selling it to Russia. China needs oil.
Okay.
I'm selling it to China. You know, America needs oil. Have at it. You know, I mean, it's a business.
But to be that kind of person, you're still a horrible person. You're not a good person because
Why?
you don't find too many.
Because the guy that's running China is a horrible person, and the guy that's running Russia is a horrible person, and the nitwit that's running America is a horrible person. So I'm a horrible person for selling oil to them three assholes.
No, for all the other stuff they did.
Well, but who's not doing it?
You have to
Who's
do a
not
lot of
doing it?
stuff to become that
Yeah,
rich and
well,
powerful. You do a lot of
it's
shitty
the,
things.
You know,
to
nice people finish last.
Yes.
You know, and
That's
that.
why
So if you want to be nice, you're gonna finish last. Like when Lauren used to sell cars, they used to always fuck over old people. And, you know, she eventually started doing it because they're like, oh, well, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And I'm like, well, then quit, because stop being an asshole.
Well,
you know?
and
So
that's
it
it.
starts at that
Do you really believe that someday everybody's going to be honest and play by the rules?
It doesn't matter. They're horrible
It does-
people.
That's always going to be horrible people. That's what
They're
I'm trying to
bad
say.
people.
There's always going to be
Yeah,
horrible
but you seem
people.
to be sticking up for them. Like
I'm not
it's
sticking
okay
up
to
for-
be a bad person. It's like just think of all the shitty things they've done to people. I wouldn't be that person. But I wouldn't be ahead like them, I guess.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, so yeah, you know, I like I said.
See, when I was making like I was, you know, we were on like 20 radio stations.
Yeah,
And we were on
exactly.
Sirius, and
Yeah.
I was making the most money I ever made. I didn't care to make any more money. I didn't think, well, how can I invest and then get so big that I can screw people and become a billionaire? I was just like,
oh, I wish you would have taken that.
I think certain people have. I had no desire to be rich and powerful. I could care less about that. I just want to pay my bills and have
I'm
a
not
good
looking
life
to-
for my family.
I'm not looking to run the world either, but I don't mind making more money. You know, if I see something where I get more interest on my money or this or that, or I can make, my money
Right.
worth more.
Yeah, I get
try
that.
to
Yeah,
do
of
that.
course. I mean, I'm not.
But then what are you doing? You're supplying the banks, and banks are making. If I'm making 5%, the bank is making 10%. So you're just fueling what you hate.
I say we all quit fueling banks.
No, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah,
I
you can't
know.
buy a house
I know.
then.
Now, especially
buy a
now,
house.
you can't.
Nothing.
If you can tell me, yeah, okay, nobody's going to be a scumbag anymore, fine, I'll buy into it. But, we're freaking animals, and, it's every man for himself, and woman.
I mean, that's 100% true. Unfortunately, right now, this is the time. Look out for number one. You better look out for number one. Like I mean, I'm trying to maybe coming around to thinking, well, maybe the U.S. should, maybe we need to start invading more countries. Maybe we need to take over the world to make sure that we stay number one.
As long as I can eat.
As long as I got a good life, I don't care about any of these other countries.
That's
Because they're going to do it to us if we don't do it to them.
If the bank's making money and I'm making money, okay, and and that's what a lot of people do. They don't look into, well, just how is the bank making money? Are they doing shit in Africa and this and that, and people starving here and there? Well, we don't look into it. I'm getting 5%. I'm happy with it. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
The only problem is no matter what happens. You can see. I mean, I show you many graphs of how they're taking all the money and how the middle class is going like
Well,
that,
yeah,
and they're not going to stop, and they're not going to ever do anything. It never gets better,
And that's what I'm saying.
And it's going to eventually. We're going to have a shit life, and it'll be socialism, and maybe Amazon will be the only company left, and that's the way
somewhere
we're
along the line,
going.
you maybe have to join the club and say, well, fuck it. I mean, I'm not out killing people or this and that, but I got to go in because I gotta eat.
I don't think you can get in. You're not going to be able to get in the club.
Well, you're not getting into club. You're not getting into 1%, 5%, or 20%.
getting in that trickle-down club.
You get into the trickle-down club, exactly. But I don't want to eat government cheese either, so I'll go into the trickle-down club. I don't want to do government cheese.
You may one day you may be doing government cheese.
Exactly right.
Because, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I started some shit on that one.
Jerry, if Jerry would have been, he wishes he'd been born a Rothschild.
No, I want to be like a Rockefeller. Rockefeller.
Travel to Venezuela and ruin the whole country for his own good.
And then when they got rid of the Rothschilds, how well did they do with Venezuela? Not doing so well without them. So I don't know.
Show a couple of those videos I sent you.
No.
They're shut up.
I for a second I thought you sent us the beer drinking one too, but that was Sean Raz's shitty video. So.
What do you want? Some warm and fuzzy videos to get off the subject?
I wanted to show. The one was to show Mike and Trace how to do exercises for their knees.
Oh, I want to see this.
I'll start doing this one. I saw this one.
It's supposed to help your knees, and the other one was about tying knots. And I think we should all have rope and try to. Maybe not today, but I didn't get it ready.
Knots.
But it would be so cool to be able to tie those knots, and it's like they're saying people are getting away from knowing how to tie these knots, and they seem so cool.
This is the knee
I
exercise.
wish I could learn
You
to
can
tie.
strengthen your knees by working this one muscle right here. And did you know this
know if I have
muscle
that
also
anymore.
protects your knees while walking, going downstairs, and can even improve balance? All you need to do is set a timer for 1 minute and do this once a day. Put your back up against a wall, walk your feet about a foot away from the wall, and lift your toes to your nose.
There you go.
That's it?
Yep.
Hey, if you want to learn the best...
All right, I'm going to try it. I'll try it.
It's supposed
I
to
gotta
help.
try that.
Yeah. See, everybody's going to do that
You got
today.
a bad knee, I'm going to try it. Here's what was the other one?
The knots.
Okay.
Knots.
I mean, they seem so hard to learn, but they seem so easy.
They just seem so easy for somebody who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Knots. Here we go, knots.
Ancient knotting techniques have been passed down through generations, but many are almost lost. The first technique is the pipe clamp knot. Without using wire or clamps, this method can hold pipes together, even with high water pressure. The second is the ladder knot, which is great for climbing, mountaineering, electrical, and plumbing work. It can also be used as a temporary ladder for high altitude descents. The third is the bucket hitch knot.
I ain't remember none of this.
No, you have to learn it.
I ain't learning none of this.
I know a couple knots.
Perfect for hanging flower pots and other cylindrical objects.
Look at that.
The fourth is the trailer hitch knot.
You know the trailer hitch knot? This might be an
I
important
don't know
one.
any knots, but I don't really have a prop. I don't have a, it's throughout my life. I know like 2 knots, and I've been able to get away with that and not been in any situation where I was like, I can't fix this because I don't know a certain knot. My 2 knots get me where I need to go.
I know one knot.
You should have those sailor knot things, man. Where you tie things
I know how to tie a boat up. Good.
Yeah.
Like that hitch knot. I think that's like a sailor's knot there or some shit, Or like on a sailboat when they used to tie things up, and then when they had to release it, they just pulled the string and boom,
I don't
it was
have
gone.
that.
They had some cool knots.
You know how you lace your shoes? The first thing you do, well, you just do that twice, and it's a knot.
There you go. That's all you really need.
That's my knot.
That's my knot. Yeah, knots.
And that's why my line would always break when I was fishing because the
got
hook would always come off.
I got that one, and where the rest of the shoelace process. That's another knot I know. And then I got one fishing knot I use too. And that's it.
All right, it's not very long.
Useful for emergency towing. The sixth is the adjustable lock knot, suitable for securing fixed points, towing heavy objects, and emergency rescues. The seventh is the cross lashing knot, ideal for outdoor camping and setting up temporary tents or vegetable racks. If you haven't learned these knots yet,
how many of you? How many did you learn? You don't learn none.
I could learn them.
I can't.
But then you got to
can't
do
learn
it to
that
remember
shit.
them, right?
I don't think I'm knowing any of that.
Just one of them. If I could just
I'll
learn one of
them.
them.
One of them.
Seems like one of them would be good enough for most of those things they were doing.
I'm not learning none of them.
Because if it's a knot and it works, then why not use that one knot for everything?
I need a teacher for teach me knots. I'm not going to go out and learn it myself. Somebody needs to teach me how to tie knots.
All right.
All right. I think let's take a break. Stretch our
I
legs.
got some history a little
All right.
bit.
Oh,
We will come back with history with Trace in just a minute, and we'll be right back with more Cluster F and the Mike and Jerry Show at 11.
Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. That's where I eat a half a tray of pot brownies, get completely naked, pass out.
I think there's some bad words in this one. I got to rethink this one.
Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. That's where I take a big, giant load of my truth and force it deep into your eager, hungry, quivering brain. God. Today I'd like to talk about the violence in the Gaza Strip. Now, since most of you don't know where or what the Gaza Strip is, I'm going to make it quick. Plus, every 20 or 30 seconds, you'll hear this.
Boobies.
That's right, a female saying the word boobies. Here we go. So the Gaza Strip is located in Israel, and it's home to the Palestinians. Now, the Jews hate the Palestinians, and the Palestinians hate the Jews. And they'll never stop hating each other because they've been fighting for thousands of years.
Boobies. Boobies.
Now, lately, the Palestinians have been shooting thousands of rockets at Israel on a daily basis. Because, let's face it, if you take almost 2 million people that hate you and stuff them all in a strip of land the size of a postage stamp, they tend to want to blow you up.
Big giant boobies.
But what's the solution? The Israelis took this land fair and square in the Six-Day War of 1967. But some people say they should give the land back. But do I want the United States to give back all the land we took from the Indians? No. So the only choice Israel has is to roll into Gaza every decade or so and pimp slap them. Bitch, I told you not to fire no more rockets.
Tiggle bitties.
So that's the Gaza Strip conflict in a nutshell. The Palestinians are going to shoot rockets at Israel and then hide in playgrounds and hospitals, and Israel's going to blow up playgrounds and hospitals to get back at the Palestinians. Because they're fighting a never-ending war. A war based on the Palestinians' belief that their invisible man in the sky wants them to live in the godforsaken Israeli desert. And the Israelis believe that their invisible man in the sky says Israel belongs to the Jews. It's a hopelessly impossible stalemate with no solution.
Huge swaying jugs.
Or maybe I found the only thing the Middle East can agree on. Huge, swaying, pendulous
boobies.
Lay down!
Oh, man. Oh, no. Smoking on the herb all day long. Take a sit down right here and take a toke from a bong. Smoking all day, I do get tired, but that don't stop me from getting higher. Smoking with me is always fun. Start the four-wheeler when the blunt is done. But you know me, I'll probably crash. We can maybe ride tomorrow when I fix it half-ass. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah. Yeah, you know me, always puffing on that jiffy pop. Do it every day, and you know I'm never gonna stop. Even in the salt shed, can't catch me. Found 2 microwaves, but I brought 3. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop. Yeah. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop. Yeah. Got a new show, the name is outlandish. Only drink Coronas, but we don't speak Spanish. Just got a Jeep, we got it for the cheap. Was a good deal, till it overheat. Now outlandish, walking on their feet. Fuck it, light that blunt up, and let's go get something to eat. Some outlandish. Y'all already know we puffing on that jiffy pop. just bought a $300 Jeep. You know, we fucking stoned and shit. Funny part is, everybody told us not to do it. Don't buy that Jeep. Don't buy that Jeep. We bought it. You know, puff, puff, puffing on a jiffy pop. Yeah. Puff, puff, puffing on a jiffy pop. Yeah.
Welcome back with ClusterF. Don't forget, Net in Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45. And the Hang 1-year anniversary spectacular tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Jam-packed with Crab Mike and Jerry coming up in a little over 20 minutes.
And I've done 20 curls every break we've taken today.
We should do that.
How much,
Work
how
out.
much is it weigh?
Just 30 pounders.
What, do you go in the bedroom and do the curl?
Yeah, I was doing them during the break. If I could just keep that up,
Yeah.
that's the hard part.
You know, it's really, it's not that hard. Like, just for what I do, I don't go to the gym or anything, but I do, I swim laps and I do push-ups 3 times a week, and once a week I go in there and do about 2 sets of, with all 3 of those. I got the 20, the 25, and the 30, and I do 3. And it takes like 20 minutes a day to stay in shape. It's not, and then sometimes I won't do it. And then I'll do it the next day, and I'll go, why didn't I do it yesterday? It took 15 minutes.
It's easy.
Sat on the couch watching that stupid shit.
And you can break it up. You go do some push-ups, and you go do something, then go do push-ups again. But it's hard to do. I'm getting back into it, though. I've been doing it for 2 weeks. Because I got first time in my life I wasn't exercising. I didn't like it. I like to exercise.
Yeah. I don't, but
it
feels good when you do it.
It's just so damn hot.
Oh yeah, you got
inside exercise.
You got exercise in the house.
Yeah.
See, golf. People don't think golf is a strenuous activity, and I guess it's not cardiovascularly. But you go swing a club 80 times.
90
or 100 times.
And you're walking from one side of the golf course to the other side.
A few miles.
Because your ball goes left, right, or wherever. Yeah, you're doing a little walking out there.
I was talking to Donna about Trump, and I was like, he's looking old. He's looking old. And he said that Musk interview, he's kind of a little lispy. And then you watch him playing golf, and he's a good golfer. And he'll hit these shots for 200 and something yards, on a par 3 200-yarder and hit it on the green, which I probably can't do. But it looks like he's putting everything. He looks like he's going to fall down every time he swings. It's like he's not got a long time to play golf.
I tell you, I think that shot kind of affected him a little bit. Not that, but I think it's like, man, these people are serious. They almost took my ass out. I mean, when you get shot at it's not especially when you get wounded. I mean, you're looking at, an inch and he's dead. He's DOA. I think it kind of affected him a little bit. He's just about getting, like some of the news people going, he's just about getting back to his game now. He was a little low key for the last couple of weeks.
Doesn't seem like an assassination attempt on the president. It doesn't seem like it was given the due it was.
Not at all.
And almost because he just got nicked in the ear.
Yeah. And they wasn't even sure it was a bullet. What was it? The FBI guy came out and said it was fragments of the table or some shit.
And then they came back and said it was a bullet.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the head of an agency going, yeah, it was fragments. Why are you even coming out with that?
I think up until maybe even still, Google. If you Google it, they say it was. They don't say he was shot.
Exactly.
I mean, it's pretty interesting. I listened to him talk about it, and I go back and forth between he's playing a good game, And then some of this stuff is just ridiculous to listen to him talk about it. Like, yeah, I got shot in the ear. I got so much blood. Most blood I ever seen. I think I have more blood than anybody in the world. Like, you're like, what are you talking about, bro?
He does tend to go on a little bit too much, you know. But, you know, I mean, the dude gets, you know, he got shot. I mean, and again, you know, an inch and, you know, we're talking about, he's dead, DOA. You know, we're running, thinking about voting for DeSantis.
I guess he, what is it called? Illegal immigration. I guess he turned his head to talk to somebody about illegal immigration. He's like, you know, it's crazy. Illegal immigration saved my life.
That is funny.
What would if he had gotten shot, like, you know,
yeah.
Would J.D. Vance be running for president? Is that
No,
what?
I don't think they announced him yet.
Yeah.
Was he announced as vice president yet?
J.D. Vance, yeah. I mean, but they haven't. Have they had did they have the convention?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he's the deal. Yeah, he's definitely the. So is that what would happen? We got J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris.
Well, no. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, like two people running that nobody voted for.
Sounds about right. But perfect. Be perfect.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
You know, maybe that was the plan.
That could be happening. It could be the plan. Somebody, people running who nobody voted for.
Yeah. You know.
Man, that's
I
crazy.
got one more highlight from the Olympics. That's
It's over.
It's over. I know.
He said he wasn't going to watch any.
I know.
A week later, he's still watching replays.
And then I saw this highlight of the Paralympic ping pong, and I had to play it, Trace.
Oh, that's just starting the Paralympics.
I had to play it, Trace.
공략을 하는 것이
뜨고 싶은 위치를 딱 점 찍어 놓으면 그대로 들어가는 것 같습니다.
그렇지. 이브라임 선수도 배웠어요.
It's not even.
They're just hitting it to where they can't reach it because they're in a wheelchair.
That's what all they're doing is hitting each other.
You're ruining your own sport.
So is there Paralympics tennis too, where you just lob it over the thing and the guy can't reach it?
I don't even understand it. This is so bad. This is so bad.
조영배 선수를 보면서
They need to have a different table.
Yeah,
they need to have a different way to do this because they can't reach half the shots. You know, they alter different sports usually for the handicapped people.
Right, exactly.
This is ridiculous. This is such a.
That's like a Saturday Night Live skit. You know what I mean?
This guy's pissed.
This guy wants to kick that guy's ass.
That's Julian from Trailer Park
Look how
Boys.
mad he is.
그러니까 포인트에서는 스핀을 감소시키고.
Come on. Even the other guy's laughing.
자, 이렇게 주영배 선수가 게임 스코어 4대0으로
They couldn't come up with something better than an idea than that. They should say
They
no.
need an extendo paddle.
Yeah, they need a big paddle. They need a
This
big
is a
paddle.
sport you can't do.
There
so
you
we're not
go.
going to do it.
You're like, well, no, we can't do it.
We got 57 other sports. Let's, you know.
And then when
no, I want to do ping pong.
It just took
and you
this.
you just show them this video and say, no, you're not doing ping pong. So look, we can't do it. We can't do it.
Yeah, you got a gold medal for being able to just make it over the net.
Yeah, and that's what it is. There's no volleys at all. Just one guy serves nothing, then the other guy serves nothing. You can't do it. You just can't do it. So there's a lot of stuff that's been done, and we don't. Oh, I do. Here's a. Imagine this happens to you.
Oh, I've seen that.
A water main breaks, and it right by your house and starts. I mean, it's going to ruin.
Right at your house.
It's going to ruin your house.
How it looks here. This is all happening in front of 62 Wood Brick Drive, which is a residential area. But as we bring this shot out, it's going to look so much worse. Just the way this 30-inch main broke, it is.
It's just insane that would happen. What are the odds?
Drove a truck up or something to block it.
Just put a garbage truck up there, something like that.
Literally dousing this house with water at a high rate of speed. What we know at this point is that there were contractors doing work in the area. They hit that main and made that 30-inch main break here on Woodbrook Drive between Rainford.
Look at that house. It's pristine lawn. Everything looks pretty new and pristine. And now
Imagine sitting there like,
flooded.
damn, it's raining out.
What
kind of storm is this?
I'd be in there sleeping, enjoying the hell out
Yeah,
of it.
right. It's like, oh, this is great sleeping.
Which is the best white noise ever.
Okay, now, believe it or not, how bad it
Whoops,
looks
my bad.
here. This is
My
all
bad.
happening even with the geyser that is coming out of the ground in that massive hole in the ground. It appears that water pressure should be okay for residents. However, there are 2 residents that have been displaced because of this. Obviously, the home in the middle of your screen had to be evacuated.
I can't believe they're not putting something in front of that water.
Right?
I'd at
Why
least.
is it being evacuated?
I'd
It's not going nowhere. Is it filling up inside?
drive my car in front of it. Just something.
Right.
Try something.
Yeah, like you said,
It's your house.
How long did it take someone to get out there to do something? I mean,
Again, the government.
A long time. They got a helicopter news guy at the helicopter there before before anybody showed up.
Hey, turn the water off. What about that? They ain't got one of those buttons?
yeah. How about
I don't
that?
think they do. I don't think they got that button. I was supposed to. I always almost totally forgot.
What?
Oh, hang on a second. I almost totally forgot.
It's history with Trace, oh man. History with Trace, oh man. Oh
Thursday's
man.
always
Does
history with
he know
Trace.
about the First World War? Cause in class all he did was fucking stories, telling us about history. History! Even though he doesn't give a damn. He don't! Tracy don't know shit about history. History with Trace, oh man.
Woo! This day in history, 1969, Woodstock opened in New York.
Yahoo!
Is that that's the big one, right?
That's the big
one. That's the big one.
The
Yeah.
numero uno.
Was it? None of you guys went, right?
We're not that old.
Actually, I was, but traffic on Route 17 was so backed up. By Friday, I think nobody could get up there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people were just leaving their cars on the highway and walking and shit.
I mean, I haven't heard a lot of good things about any of the Woodstocks. You know, I think one they had like a giant
Everything
water
was good about
shortage.
Everything was good about Woodstock.
Yeah, you weren't
Everything
there.
was
How do
good.
you know?
Because I got the real news back then instead of the fake news. Now. You know, people partied their ass off. Yeah, it was a little dirty and stuff. It rained and you know they swapped around the mud a little bit or whatever. There were a couple of ODs. But you know, for 100,000 people, a couple of ODs wasn't that bad.
Was that 100,000?
At least, maybe a half a million.
Yeah.
You know, you'd
Might
have
be.
to check my.
It's a big
stats
crowd.
on that.
I think it was
crowd.
my high school teacher that went that said it was just raining the whole time and it was really muddy.
No, it rained once, I think it was.
But I
mean,
was
if
like,
they didn't care, then who cares?
I was like, well, big deal, big freaking deal, man. Like,
I'm sure a lot of people had a good time.
real good
and
time.
a lot of,
Yeah,
and some
Let me
people
tell
had
you
a bad
something.
time.
Some of the greatest music ever came out of that concert.
Oh man,
I mean, yeah, that's talk about a part of history being there and seeing all those acts.
Yeah,
and all
that
those
was
people.
good.
But then they tried to do Woodstock too, and I think that was a miserable failure, wasn't
I don't
it?
think it ever came through. I don't know. They
They
tried it.
They did it. I don't think it turned out good though.
I watched like a whole thing on it, and it was like, you know, the first day was great, and then everybody ran out of water, and people started just like raping girls and stuff
No,
like
you
that.
see that? Yeah.
That was
and again, I'm sure it happened because there was a lot of drugs going on and whatnot. And back then it was like LSD and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was. You see, like what do they have now? Nutella or whatever the hell they call that concert where all the fancy
Coachella.
all the fancy people show up and stuff like that. This was Woodstock. This was just something on a farm upstate New York that some guy put together and stuff. And it wasn't like the in thing to attend, but people
Yeah.
who like music went, and more people liked music than what they thought, and that's why like maybe. They expected 50,000 and like
Like
half
100,000 people.
Half a million
Yeah,
showed up
something
or
like
whatever.
that.
But you know, and over Woodstock is an actual town. It's a small town. It got overrun with all
Yeah.
these people and shit. But it was, you know, I mean, it wasn't, you know, not like nothing bad happened there. But for the most part, it was pretty cool.
Let's see what they're there. Richie Havens,
Jimi Hendrix.
Ravi Shankar is an Indian guy. Let's see. Arlo Guthrie, Joan Baez, Country Joe and the Fish, Santana, John Sebastian. I think he did the Welcome Back Kotter song. Was that John Sebastian?
Maybe,
Welcome back.
There's an album. There's the album out, the Woodstock album. I think it's a double. and it's got a lot of these guys on it.
Canned Heat, Mountain, The Grateful Dead,
Mountain, Grateful Dead,
Creedence Clearwater Revival, The Who, Jefferson Airplane, Joe Cocker, Country. Already got that. Janis Joplin. 10 years after.
10 years after, they had a good one there.
You should show Trace a video of Joe
Johnny
Cocker.
Winter.
Joe Cocker singing. He was like,
yeah.
Sly and the Family
that's how he
Stone.
sang, like he was having a
Crosby,
seizure.
Crosby, Stills and Nash. And they had a Sha-Na-Na. Sha-Na-Na.
Yeah, exactly.
With Bowser. Jimi Hendrix. I guess that was it. That's a pretty good
Man,
lineup
it's so
there.
much better than the hippie fest me and Lauren went to. That was the worst thing I think I've ever. We wanted to have fun so bad that
Some of those people might have went to Woodstock.
Yeah, probably all of them. But I mean, we wanted to like it so bad that I think we had a better time than we should have.
That's good.
But I mean, we still had a terrible time. Like it was, the bands were just like awful. They had this one weird room. It was weird, and it was all old people, and it was no partying, and everybody went to bed at like 9 o'clock.
Just to let you know, speaking of 9 o'clock, the Villages is doing a celebration of Woodstock.
Really?
Yeah, Friday night and Saturday. Yeah, and it'll be over by 9.
Yeah, for sure, always.
But I think in Southern Oaks or whatever, they're doing a Friday night
Oh,
and
we
Saturday.
might have went to that if we weren't going out boating.
Oh, well, okay, you miss it.
You got one more history, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I got another one. Which one should I go? I'm gonna go with the Panama Canal in 1914 was opened.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
110 years ago.
To cut a canal through an entire country.
Yeah.
That's
How
pretty
many people
impressive.
died in that one?
Yeah,
wasn't
a lot.
Wasn't that a lot of slaves working there? They had a lot of slaves blowing up stuff with dynamite, and people were dying left and right.
That's how you get things done.
Yeah, like you didn't call them slaves, you just call them poor people. Then.
Yeah, poor people. A bunch of poor people blowing
Hey, you want
themselves
a
up
job?
with
Come on
dynamite.
down to Panama. And they had the what was the thing that you got from the mosquito? You got the disease from
Malaria.
Malaria. I think they had a lot of people died from that down there.
It says.
It takes 8 to 10 hours to get through the Panama Canal. That's a
Oh,
long time.
I was down there and I had lunch at one of the locks, and like I was there like when a boat comes in, and it's really cool. I mean, a boat. It comes in like very slow because it's going through like a little...
Yeah, they can barely fit.
They have these like little bulldozers that kind of pull them in. And then you just see it like, it just sinks, and then the other one fills up and it goes out.
Yeah.
It's really, but it takes some time, but it's really cool.
It said between 1881 and 1889, France tried to build the Panama Canal, but abandoned the project after an estimated 20 to 22,000 workers died.
Man, that's a lot of workers, man.
And like you were saying, Jerry, many of these deaths were caused by tropical diseases like malaria and yellow fever, and that were not understood at the time. The diseases were crippling and incapacitated many workers, and sometimes construction was halted due to the lack of healthy workers.
Yeah. How did no Obamacare back then either?
Is it that everybody's inside a lot now? But like, how is that how we stopped it in this country? Like, when I'm outside and I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes like crazy, in my head I'm not like, oh, I hope I don't get malaria, or I hope I don't get, for some reason in the United States, there's not that many mosquito-transmitted diseases.
Why is that?
That's what I'm wondering.
Why in the jungle? Why? I don't know.
Is it just not as many people getting bit? Everybody's inside when the mosquitoes come out?
I don't know. No, because there's like, if there's a case of malaria in the United States, that's kind of big news. One case is like, oh, somebody got malaria. So I don't really know why we don't get the... Because we're not tropical enough. I mean, we're pretty tropical in Florida. Pretty tropical.
I mean, there's, it's not like this every day in Florida, but in Florida, like sometimes there will be a month or so where you go outside at a certain time and you're just fucking swarmed with mosquitoes, man.
Weston was saying the other day we were together, he's like, have you noticed there aren't very many mosquitoes this year?
I kind of did know. I definitely noticed that.
Because he works outside and he said he hadn't hardly noticed. And I was like, You're right, because usually, as soon as it hits that dusk and you're outside in Florida, you're like,
Exactly,
I'm going to get eaten alive. But it hasn't been as bad this year.
There hasn't been. It must
killed them all.
They come by you ever come by the villages with a helicopter like they do around here?
They have the pickup truck that goes around.
Oh,
with the thing.
man, we got that.
We
We
got
got the
both.
helicopter here, which is cool because they're like 50,
Yeah.
60 feet over the
They still
ground.
because I remember way back maybe 10 years ago when it was bad. I think there was some sort of mosquito thing, and they had the helicopter going over spraying that night.
They still
said
do.
don't come out between 6 and 7. or
They
some
don't
shit.
tell you to not come out anymore. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Back
don't
then,
know.
they told you not to come
Was
out.
that when they were with the malathion deal?
Maybe that was it or something.
Because it was for the orange trees or something.
Maybe
They're
that
trying to
was
kill fruit flies, and they had the big tanker planes. Did you
Yeah.
ever, they come right over your house
Yeah.
and dump that orange malathion.
It's like, there ain't no oranges here. You know how much it costs to go through the Panama Canal? Everybody knows?
I'd
it's
say
a lot.
I'd say 60 grand.
Guess.
80 grand.
100 grand.
$450,000
What?
for a vessel carrying 4,500 containers. It says the
What
the
about a
cost
cruise
of
ship?
moving a ship through the Panama Canal has tripled over the past 5 years. Tripled in 5 years. For personal, private, or private boats under 65 feet, the tolls can be as low as $2,700. So you still got to pay $2,700 for a boat. Why would you even want to go through there?
It's a shortcut.
Yeah,
well,
big shortcut.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
You're gonna-
huge
Yeah.
short. It's a
Yeah,
huge
for
short.
$2,700.
Well, price of gas
You got to
for a
go.
boat.
You got to go
know?
around South America.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm saying for price.
I know.
Right,
Price
isn't
of
that-
gas on a boat. you know.
Yeah.
Is that how they used to do it? Go around the boat?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why they built it.
You're getting when you get down there around Chile, you're getting close to Antarctica, aren't you?
I think so.
That's a long ass way.
$450,000 per passage.
Damn.
That's a lot.
For
They're
those
making
containers.
they're making big bucks at the canal. All right, let's take a
So
quick
it's
break.
still worth it for them to make stuff in China, send it on a boat,
pay
$450,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how much. It's got to be in the millions of dollars of gas they've got to put in these boats, right? Like, boats don't get gas mileage. Like
Yeah.
I was just watching a video on a yacht the other day, and he had like 3 motors on it, not one of those ones with 6 or anything, but it was a 40 foot boat with a couple motors on it, and he was like, we get 45 miles an hour is the sweet spot. You get really good gas mileage at 45. We almost get a full mile per gallon.
It says here a cargo ship's fuel consumption can range from 60 to over 200 tons per day.
Wow.
Tons. So that's 120,000 pounds of fuel a day just on the 60, right?
Yeah.
That's 120,000 pounds of. That's a lot of fuel. Okay, for example, a Panamax container ship can use 63,000 gallons of fuel per day at a speed of 20 to 25 knots.
Which is like
But
30 miles an hour.
But a ship traveling at 24 knots may use 50% more fuel. That's a lot. How do they... So why couldn't we just make the shit here? Go through all this rigmarole. Yeah, would have been a lot better for the country, I'm thinking. All right, we'll be right back with the Mike and Jerry show. Going to take a quick break. Right back with Mike and Jerry. Don't forget, Ned in Your Head tomorrow, 7:45. The Hang anniversary at 7 o'clock, and we'll be right back with Mike and Jerry.
Uncle Ned, we want a story.
Oh, great. What kind of story?
The 3 Little Pigs.
Ah, the classics. Now let me snort up this Adderall and we'll get started.
Yeah!
That's good shit. All right, where was I? Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. They lived at home, and they spent all day playing Fortnite and jacking their nasty, curly-cute pig dicks to boars on sows.
Gross!
But don't be so judgmental. Everybody's got their kinks. Now, these pigs finally got kicked out of their house, and they started to build their own houses. And the first little pig built his house out of straw, because he was a lazy piece of shit.
You don't know that. He can be on the spectrum.
Bullshit.
He can have a disability.
Hogwash. This pig was living off the government, and he was worthless. So when the big bad wolf came upon the first little pig's house, he said, I'm going to huff and puff and blow your house down.
Why?
Because pigs are lower on the food chain, so he was going to blow their house down, and he was going to slit the piggy's neck with his wolf claws, and then eat his way through the pig's rectum to the delicious entrails.
Eat the pigs? That's me.
It's called the circle of life. Ain't you ever seen the fucking Lion King?
That's a hate crime.
I hate crime. You're full of shit. Okay, all right. I'll give you the snowflake version. Okay. Here we go. The wolf wanted to blow down the piggy's house because he was Antifa, and the pigs had all voted for Trump.
No!
But before the big bad wolf could start blowing, the first little pig ran away to the second little pig's house. Now, the second little pig was QAnon, and since he was so busy selling MAGA hats, he built his house out of sticks and branches.
Cutting down trees makes global warming. Oh, global warming!
Oh, jeez. You been listening to AOC? What's going on? This pig didn't give a fuck about climate change. So the big bad wolf called up Greta Thunberg, and they both began to huff and puff to blow his house down.
Did they have masks on?
They didn't have a mask on. You can't blow down a house wearing a mask. What are you talking about?
Mask holes!
Mask holes?
Believe the science, doodlehead.
Jesus Christ, what a bunch of fucking Fauci marks. Okay, so the wolf was triple masked, and Greta had a hand sanitizer suppository shoved up her ass.
Were they 6 feet apart?
Jesus Christ, yes, of course they were. And the wolf hadn't hugged his grandma in over a year. And he got arm jabs from all 3 experimental vaccines. And he voted for Sleepy Joe 8 times through the mail. You happy?
No.
Whatever. Both piggies decided to make a run for it and sprinted to the third little pig's house. What's the matter, pigs? The wolf cried. Afraid of a libtard? So now all the piggies were in the third piggy's house. Now this piggy was smart. He was a structural engineer.
How did he get to be an engineer?
He went to pig college.
Sounds like pig privilege to me.
Pig privilege?
It was a pig supremacist.
A pig supremacist? Have you been watching Anderson Cooper again? Jesus Christ. So the wolf, who was gender fluid naturally, sauntered up to the third pig's concrete fortress in a delightful little sundress. But before he could say anything, one of the piggies calls the big bad wolf the wrong pronoun. The wolf was outraged. He screamed, "Transphobe!" and threw a Molotov cocktail through the pig's window. The 3 little pigs were trapped in a giant brick oven.
Yay!
Exactly. People who believe different than you should be killed. Now, when the fire burned out, the piggies were cooked to perfection. The wolf dined on their carcasses for 3 days, and the police couldn't arrest him because he declared the forest to be an autonomous zone.
Wolf was not. WLM.
WLM?
Sirens or Byrons?
Sirens or Byrons? That's the first sensible thing you've said all day. So after he ate the piggies, the wolf decided to take the Wolves Lives Matter movement nationwide. And he made $50 million in donations, which he used to buy Bitcoin. Now he's the richest fucking wolf in the world. And in 2024, he's voting for Trump.
No! He's not woke. Cancel the wolf.
You ain't canceling the wolf. Get the hell out of here with your snowflake bullshit. What's up? Welcome to the Mike and Jerry Show.
Morning, Michael.
Good morning, Jerry. Don't forget to vote. If you like the Mike and Jerry Show, the Mike and Jerry Show is part of the best morning TV show in Tampa Bay. So cast your vote at vote.cltampa.com. Vote.cltampa.com/entertainment. Vote for the best podcast in the Bay, The Hang with Mike and Matt. And vote for the best morning TV show, ClusterF, which includes Mike and Jerry as well.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Pretty cool. I'll invite you to the ceremony,
Pretty
Jerry.
nice. We get a little thing we can put
Get
up behind
a
it.
red
little,
car. We'll walk
little Emmy back there or whatever.
Exactly.
You know?
A little plaque. Walk the red carpet. Paparazzi, all that
exactly.
jazz. I don't know if we're stuffing the ballot box good enough. I'm not a good See, I should have hired a Democratic operative to go harvest some ballots for me.
Exactly. Go out there.
I'm learning. We're going to do that next year.
ClusterF show.
The super ballot harvesting operation next year. Don't forget Dad in Your Head tomorrow morning and the Hang anniversary at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We're jam-packed with stuff around here, Jerry. We live to stream.
And why not? It's a good stream. It's a good stream.
And we appreciate you coming in. Always, I've got a lot of feedback lately. People are saying that the Mike and Jerry show is one of their favorite shows.
Hey, thank you very much.
And it's good to get the feedback. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. It's always nice to hear that you enjoy something we're doing around here. So we appreciate that.
As much as I love coming and see you and Donna and Trace, it's nice to hear some other people, like, hey, it's nice that Jerry dropped by.
Yeah, Jerry's he's like part of the family around here. The dogs love to see him. Well, 2 of the dogs love to see him. The other 3 want to kill him.
Yeah.
But
they want a little piece of Jerry.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the media control of America and how it's going overseas as well. Because you probably follow this stuff too. In Britain, they're starting to arrest people for texting and tweeting and memeing and Facebooking. And I think they arrested like 1,000 people.
They're going after, who is it? Is it Britain or France going after J.K. Rowling's there?
That's France. And France is going after Musk.
And yeah.
J.K. Rowling.
Right. Because they disagree with transgenders. And I think that was it. They said...
it was over the Olympic boxer.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're looking to possibly lock them up. And
See, when I don't want the government involved in policing free speech at all, because they're just gonna police speech that they don't like, because that's the way the government works. I think it should, unless you're threatening somebody. I don't agree with that. I don't think
even the threatening thing, because then the government goes, well, that's threatening. No matter what you say, it's like, well, like today, of all, when they say, well, I feel threatened. When you raise your voice, I feel threatened. Well, what the hell is that? And then that's it. I can't.
I think you have to. It has to be. It would have to be a common sense. Would say it would be if you actually threaten someone's life or to harm someone or encourage. It's pretty. It's not rocket science.
No, it's not. I think somewhere along the line you got to get like 5-year-olds in and go, what do you think? And then go by what a 5-year-old says.
And we'd be doing better.
Exactly.
With that, because it's common sense.
Because it's common sense. Exactly right.
I mean, the old tried and true thing is what with free speech? You can't shout fire in a crowded theater. Yeah, exactly. Common sense. See,
exactly.
But we've
unless there's a fire.
But we've lost all that, and so, in my opinion, Europe is probably 5 years ahead of us.
Exactly.
And you can see what they did.
Exactly, but I agree.
5 to 10 years. They're doing exactly what we did with immigration. They've already done it.
Exactly. They started it. They started it.
They started a long time ago, and now they got a huge problem. If you walk around whatever the square is in London, you're going to think you're in possibly Iraq.
Exactly. You think you're in a Middle Eastern country. And now, as much as, everything's nice and this and that, you hear little things like, hey, don't I get a say here anyway? I was born here. Don't I get a say? No, they're into politics and everything else. So
it's just human nature. It's not racism, because it's human nature. When people come here from different countries, you'll find an entire area of a city that's full of Somalian people.
Exactly.
They're not only from Africa. They went to the Somalian section because they want to be with people who have their same values and
same
traditions
language,
and everything. Everything.
Exactly. Like New York City. That was one of the places. Was a port where immigrants came through, and New York City. They had the Italian neighborhood, Little Italy. They had. They had the Chinese neighborhood. They had the Jewish neighborhood. And it wasn't, because they said, okay, when they came in through Randall's Island, they said, okay, you're going to live here. It was like, okay, where do I go? Oh, there's Chinese. I'm Chinese. There's Chinese people over there. I'm going there because they understand. I don't speak the language. They speak my language. And same things with the Italians and Irish and the Greek and everybody else, Spanish and whatnot. And that's the way people want to be with their own. I mean,
it's just human nature.
Exactly. Now their children, which is what I am, I'm like third, fourth. I don't care who, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Let me say, is there Irish people in this neighborhood? Is there, I'm good. I'm like, okay, that looks a nice neighborhood. Can I afford it? And I'm living there, But when people first come here and you don't speak the language, you tend to go where, with your own.
And so that's a natural thing. And you're an average white guy. I'm an average white guy. And I'm not really looking to live in a country that's overrun with people from other countries.
Exactly.
That's not racist. That's human nature. I wouldn't want to move to China. I don't know anybody. I don't know the language. I don't know the customs. I don't want the country taken over by Chinese people.
And that's it. Like,
that's like the way it is right now.
If there was an influx of Americans going to China, and I went to Hong Kong. All right, I'm going to go into Hong Kong, and I'm going to look for the neighborhood in Hong Kong where there's a bunch of Americans because I don't speak Chinese. Okay, so I got to go where the Americans are, and speak the same language as them, and they can help me out. Doing whatever I got to do over there. And that's it. It's not that I'm racist and I'm going to China and I hate Chinese people. I have to go to where I can fit in and adapt to live into that country. And living with my own will help me adapt. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not racist.
Well, but that's what they want. They want to call you racist. So the media in Great Britain pretty much going along with everything the government's doing with all this stuff. So just as the media in this country is going along with the administration on almost everything. So I just don't see. So the border. Okay. It's not just Mexicans coming over the border. It's not just Guatemalans and Venezuelans. It's Chinese. It's Pakistanis. So if you're China, wouldn't you send 5,000 of your best spies, hackers, riffraff,
absolutely,
and say
drug dealers and drug makers,
and if you have, when it's time, if you got 5,000 people in a country who are getting paid by that country to live there, and they want to do some damage. They could do some damage.
And not only that,
they could do a lot of damage.
But China owns farmland and whatnot in the middle of the country. So if I send 5,000 illegal spies, drug addicts, or drug makers, or whatever, I could house them on my own land because we own land there already. And okay, they're not asking for government handouts. They're not asking for this. We're not going to bother them. Okay, if they're not popping up on anybody's radar.
Yep.
We're not going to bother them. All right? We got enough problems with illegals killing people, raping people, and so that. So you got these 5,000 Chinese people living on farmland in the middle of the country, not raising any problems.
Yep.
But, they're making whatever. Spying whatever.
Doing whatever.
Doing whatever.
And you'll imagine in the future you'll hear stories about, we've seen this for years, is that farm down the road, and it seems like it's got about 1,000 Chinese dudes there, but nothing ever, you'll never hear it. You'll never hear
Did they
about
commit
it.
any crimes? No, they're nice and quiet. They're nice and quiet.
For now.
Then you find out it's, they're smuggling pedophiles through there or some shit. Fentanyl factory.
Or just spending all day hacking us.
Exactly. I mean, and exactly right. I mean, and again, you go back to common sense and go, why does China own property in America?
Common sense.
10 miles away from a missile site. Which one of them is. I don't know if they all are, but one of them are.
Plenty of them are close to air bases and things like that.
And again, they sent in, all of a sudden, you looked at the news one day, and instead of seeing South Americans, you've seen all these Chinese people or Asian people showing up, and then go, okay, somebody made a phone call? What happened all of a sudden? And Do you see any Asians on the 6 o'clock news committing crime? Any Asian immigrants?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Do you see any Asian immigrants in New York City, Chicago, L.A. homeless? Nope. You don't see any Asian illegal immigrants anywhere. Maybe they're like in a fentanyl factory or the spy factory, you know, because they're not popping up anywhere, but nobody's asking any questions either.
Or they're
Where'd they all go?
Or they're hunkering down, taking photographs.
Yeah, exactly.
Planning stuff out. You don't know what they're doing.
Where'd they all go?
And,
but okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now go ahead.
I just, and here's the other thing. You know, I mean, there was nothing wrong with, you know, we need to redo immigration and all this stuff. No, we don't. You know, I mean, this was a pretty cool place to live in. So, yeah, you're going to have a lot of people trying to get here. And so, yeah, you got to wait online. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. Okay? But no, they decided, no, that's it. You know, we're just going to open the door. And it's not like, this is going to be like a racist thing to say, but I don't see a lot of white people coming through illegally. You know, I mean, Asian, African, South American. I don't see a lot of European illegal. I'm not saying there isn't any, but I don't see any on the 6 o'clock news of these caravans coming through and stuff. I don't see any white dudes or white girls, you know? And so
I don't see a lot of girls, period. I see a lot of young men.
Yeah.
A lot of young. I've definitely seen. I've definitely seen.
Is it racist to say, where's all the white people? You know, or, you know, because I read somewhere like in a couple of years, white people are going to be the minority in the U.S.
Because we don't have kids.
Now,
we don't have enough
is
kids.
that racist? You know, saying, oh, no, we need to be majority? Why wouldn't you want to be the majority? I don't know.
Why wouldn't you want to be the majority?
You know,
there's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
everyone's looking out for number one. Why would you want to be?
Me saying that, oh, he's a racist. You know, no. I mean, why wouldn't I want to be rich? You know, you know, But people will say, yeah. He's a racist. He wants white power. No, you know, the majority of the U.S. was white. It was going along pretty well, you know.
It's just human. I want the U.S. to. I don't think we should ban immigration. I'm fine with people.
Exactly.
The right people coming here. But I would always like to keep it kind of the same mix it is now.
And vetted. Just like, okay, you want to come in? Fine. And that's it. You're like, I could go along with saying, oh, shit, you know, we're getting too many, legally saying everything's legal now at the border. And they're going, oh, shit, we're getting too many Asians, Africans, and South Americans. We need to start asking for some white people for Europe. Okay, I could see that might be a problem. You know, that's saying racist or whatever. But if that's the way it happens, it happens. Okay? If it happens in a normal, legal way, fine, it happens. But, you know, when you just flood the country with a bunch of criminals and drug addicts, and that's not the way, you know, things work.
It's just like, it's common sense. I've told the story before. The guy who would set the balloon houses up for when we'd have a party for the kids, he's from Venezuela. And I always talk to him. He's an interesting guy. And his son would be with him. And he speaks perfect English. His son played baseball, got a scholarship. Great kid. Just most pleasant, respectful kid you ever. And it's like, I want as many of that guy to come in here as possible.
Absolutely.
Good guy. You could just tell rock solid family. And he had values and work ethic. It's not race. He's from Venezuela. He's Hispanic. I could give a shit. He seemed like somebody who came and is working hard to live the American dream and make this country better. And there's plenty of people out there who want to do that, but not all these people just pouring across the freaking border.
And that's how the country was formed. The country was formed because the land of opportunity. It was a land of opportunity. You could come here and make a living. Were you guaranteed to be a millionaire? No. But there was the opportunity for you to work and prosper. And now it's the land of the handout. That's what we are now. We're the land of the handout. Just come across the border and we hand out, you know, money, hotel rooms, and that's it. And it can't survive that way. You know, you can't have more people taken than given. and that's what we're headed towards.
All the people immigrating now, just unfettered through the border, they're ruining for the real immigrants.
Exactly.
Who do it the right way. They're ruining it.
Yeah.
Because they're ruining the country. So these people now, you immigrate illegally and you're going to come to a crappy country and can't just bring in millions of people and not vet them and who are living off the government and are expected. They'll as soon as they walk. Imagine what kind of that breeds when as soon as you walk into this country, we start taking care of you for nothing, and you don't have to do nothing.
It's some medical.
That doesn't breed any kind of work ethic at all.
I mean, if you were say like living in Mexico, right, and I don't know, you had a brother that was sick, and I don't know what the Mexico healthcare plan is or anything, but you just couldn't afford, to take care of them. You drive them across the border. Okay, here, go, free healthcare. Take care of them. I mean, it's just, it doesn't work. It can't happen on a regular. And, years ago when supposedly the border was enforced, did people get through? Yeah, illegals got through. Yeah, they got through all the time. But it wasn't this mass, of millions of people coming through. People got through. But most people came in legally and they worked. And even the ones that got through illegally, they found a way to work.
They were just looking to work.
Yeah, they were just looking to work, man. They couldn't take it anymore. I can't wait, 6 years or whatever, this and that. And they would work illegally and they, work in the farms, picking strawberries or whatever. But they would work. Now these people coming through now is like, where's my hotel room? Where's my cell phone? And where's my check? And that's it, and that we can't survive.
And as you were saying earlier, if you're smart and you were in another country, you'd be emptying your prisons and sending them here. And maybe that's what's happening. As you can say, like last night was the first time. So I watch Fox 13 local news. Right. It's not because it's Fox. It's because they're on at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So I can record it. And then Don and I sit down about 10:30 and we can watch it in an hour. I don't, and there's very little political bent to Fox 13 News in Tampa.
No, it's usually local news.
They're talking the local news. They don't hardly even deal in politics. But last night the guy's like, well, it seems like we have somewhat of a problem coming to America with all this immigrant crime. And they reported on the 3 instances of the rapist, and he's let go, and he rapes again, and this guy raping. It's like, so is something changing where they're going to start reporting this now? And why are they reporting it now when they really didn't touch it before? And
I don't know how much Florida or Tampa was, I'm sure we had some illegals, that got in and stuff, but I don't know how much of a crime wave they caused, because Florida pretty much is still not like New York or Chicago. You still got a good
I haven't
chance,
seen a lot of it.
You still got a good chance of going to jail in Florida. So maybe it's just start getting like I heard like they would, like in New York they were giving them money, and then they would all come down to Florida and spend it, but then go back to New York.
Exactly.
Because they didn't want to commit any crime in Florida because they go to jail. So maybe it's just starting to hit. But here's the thing that you're going to start hearing now is that as it gets closer to November, you're going to start hearing what, Trump is saying, I'm rounding it up, I'm getting rid of them. We're going to have the biggest roundup of illegals. And you're going to hear the other side going, separating families. He's ripping children away from his parents. He's ripping children away from the family. He's putting them in that's what you're going to hear. Yeah. And you know what? People got to say, you know what? We don't care. That's what has to happen. There's 20 million illegal people running around that we know of. That there's 20 million. That's almost 10% of the country. Okay? It's probably 7-8% that we know of that are illegal. It has to happen. Somewhere along the lines, this country has to stand up and go, sorry, we need to start from the beginning. Everybody out, and we start from the beginning legally. And that's that, And we're going to get everybody out? Of course not. But you get as many out as you can.
Or we're not going to get them out.
Because you're going to get ABC, NBC, CBS, Sunday morning news, and all this shit going. They're ripping children away from their families, or that child could grow up to be able to cure cancer, or he may be the child that cures this or that. Well, I don't think so because he's in an MS-13 gang. I haven't seen any of them, split the atom recently,
See, and then I always come back to this. It's like, well, so what the media is going to do, like what you said, and the media is doing what they're doing now. I think it's all fake. I think 80% of America is against this unfettered immigration.
Absolutely.
But do you think if you watch the news, you're going to get that feeling that it's 80%? I don't think I think you're going to get the feeling that 50% of the Americans feel that no human being is illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
And and so if the media is that powerful in America, they pretty much can. Fact checking is done. Truth is done. They can say, "Well, how are we going to have a fair election?" And when we don't have a fair election, you're going to say they've made you believe it's 50-50. So maybe not you and I, but the average person is going to go, "Oh well, that's the poll said
people have spoken.
Poll said it was 50-50." When you're like, I don't think 50. The COVID, just the COVID stuff. If you lived in a Democratic state, you were locked down. Your kids were online in school. You were masked everywhere. Who in the right mind? And it turned out to be a big bunch of nothing, in my opinion. And who in their right mind is voting for that?
It's the flu. And now they're still going, I got COVID. I remember the Asian flu. I remember the Hong Kong flu. There was every year it was a different name to the flu. Swine flu, all these flus. The next year was another. COVID. I got COVID-19. I tested positive for COVID. This is the longest living flu ever. It's going on 4 years now. I got COVID-19. No, how could you?
I think you got the flu. I think you got the flu.
You got a cold. That's it. While I took a test, I tested positive. You tested positive for a flu. That's all.
See, I don't know if I ever got COVID. I have no idea. I was the same as I've always been. I might have gotten a flu-ish kind of thing one time in the last 5 years. I didn't test myself, and I'm fine, and I have no idea. So
I think I had it, and to me, it didn't seem any different than any other flu that I had. But because it was COVID-19, like the first night I had, I was like, "Oh fuck! What's going to happen?" And then all of a sudden, I hear my heartbeat going faster, and this, and I'm going, "Is this it? Is it over? I'm done?" Because of as much as I believed it was just a freaking flu, you're bombarded by the news. Like, oh, you need this, you need that, and people are dying, and blah 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 blah. And but after I made it through the first night, like for the next 2 or 3 days, it was just a cold. That's all it was. But they made me. Oh fuck! Is this it? How am I going to make it through here?
I've heard Elon Musk recently. He was talking about. He said he called some the top people in China to find out what they did, how they handled COVID initially, and he said the main thing they said was they intubated too many people and put them on ventilators. And he said that's where all the deaths came from. And I heard doctors in America on social media before they got squashed saying, this is the wrong treatment for COVID. This is going to cause a lot of deaths because putting people on respirators is really bad. It should only be done, to save your life because otherwise you don't recover well.
Right.
And they were squashed. And I forgot what I was going to say.
About COVID-19.
But it was, to me, okay, so if everybody died, all the hospitals were on the same COVID protocol.
Absolutely.
That seems a little fishy to me.
And the government told them to.
And the government told it, and it turned out the protocol was killing all the people and making it seem worse, and that's why we had what we had. So it seems almost intentional to me.
And that's like I told you, I said that, I got the vaccine, and the only reason I got the vaccine and it was because somewhere I'm going to want to fly somewhere, and they're going to ask me for a card. And this was before they actually did it. But, I went and got it, and then, because nobody was flying, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, if you want to go here, you got to show your card. If you want to go here, you got to show your card. So I was like, okay, that's why I got the freaking vaccine. But I've had worse flus. I'm telling you right now. If I wasn't, that one night I was scared because of the news, but I've had worse flus that lasted, 2-3 days. I had one bad night, and I think the bad night was because I worked myself up about it, But, it's just, and it's still like, I tested positive for COVID-19.
Yep.
I Are you fucking kidding me? It can't still be going on. Well, it's COVID-19, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, it's not. It's just somebody still making a deal on a freaking test.
I mean, it's like the flu. Every year there's a flu.
It's a
and it
different
may
flu.
be a different, it might not have a name. It's just a different strand of the flu.
Different strain, exactly right. It's a different strain. But no, COVID-19 still going strong. Give me a break.
I think they're really throwing it in your face during COVID when they said there was not one single death from the flu that year. And you're like, why? You'd think that'd be something they'd be trying to cover up, and that'd blow the whole thing. For the first time in the history of America, nobody got the flu. I mean, so I think they like to tell on themselves and go, "Hey, what are you doing about it?"
Yeah.
I don't, because why else would you even say that?
You know, this is kind of going sideways a little bit on this conversation, but again, it's the government, and it's both sides of the government, the Democrats and the Republicans. Like last week, I read something in the Post about abortions and stuff like that, and what's the big family where you go to, families, American families, where you would go for an abortion, I guess. It's family.
By the government? Like Planned
Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
That's it.
There we
Planned
go.
Parenthood. Some guy went in there with an undercover and this and that, and he's talking to Planned Parenthood people and stuff, and they're talking about harvesting body organs from the fetuses. The liver, the kidneys, and stuff. Maybe I've heard of this before, but I don't remember. But it's like, they, depending on how old the fetus is, the better the organ is. And how instead of just going in there and doing the abortion, in order to preserve the organ, kidney, heart, liver, whatever, they do it a different way, putting the woman in danger, not in danger, but the higher risk of danger goes up.
Yeah.
Okay? And nobody's talking. I'm like, wait a minute. Why? I mean, if you're a Republican, why are you not saying anything about this? That, okay, I want 8 weeks, abortion at 8 weeks, because these people who want it at 20 weeks and stuff, they're trying to preserve the organs so they can sell them. And, on Planned Parenthood is going, oh no, we just charge them shipping. And I'm like, really? What is shipping? How much does it cost to ship an organ? I say 200. UPS says 300. Planned Parenthood says 5,000. What is? But why is nobody talking about these organs that are being preserved and sold? And both sides. I mean, the Democrats are going, yeah, we're pro, woman's choice and all this stuff. But why? If I was a Republican, I'd be like, well, no, they're just doing this just so they could sell body organs.
But you did see that on the internet, which means it might not be true.
I went on Google and tried to just to see it, what it is, and there is. Supposedly they do sell it, but it's like non-profit. It's just for they just charge shipping costs. But I mean, okay, just charge shipping costs. But does that company make any donations to that hospital, or does that company make any donations to something else that is somewhere leads to that hospital? And why do we not know that that while they're supposedly doing abortions, I mean, why isn't not one person has come out and said, well, yeah, by the way, they're also using the body parts of these kids or fetuses. Why? I mean, I think that would kind of shock people a little bit.
I see it says here that the undercover video shown Planned Parenthood trafficking fetal tissue for profit in violation of federal law, but does not give any credible evidence.
For profit. And I go, and when I looked it up at Planned Parenthood, they do it, they just charge shipping. They just charge shipping. It's not for profit, they just charge shipping. But even that, okay, So if one state wants, say, abortions at 12 weeks, why does another state want abortion at 16 weeks or 20 weeks? Is the organ better? Is the organ, you know what I'm trying to say? And it's the medical field. So, I mean, do they really care about the fetus? At what point is this, alive? And
See, I would say there's a definite chance that doesn't happen, and I would also say there's a definite chance that it does happen. I mean, it could. I would not put it past anybody for selling. Everything's going to get corrupted. You think, doctors, the Hippocratic Oath? No, there's doctors who are doing stuff just for money. And
exactly.
I guarantee there's people selling organs for money and making a lot of money selling organs. They sell blood. They do everything. So I can't argue that it's not true because it probably is true.
And the more developed the organ, the better, I mean, as opposed to, and I don't know at what point a liver or a kidney or a heart, 8 weeks, 12 weeks or so. But like if you're in that business, why would you not want, say, Georgia go, hey, let's push for 20 weeks abortion? You
go for 24. You go for as much as you could.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Until birth or whatever. So that's what. But why? Why is nobody saying anything about that? It's women's rights or anti-abortion, but why isn't anybody saying anything about organ harvesting? I think that is really, and especially if you go to Planned Parenthood and go, I know you have second thoughts about having this abortion and stuff, and I'm coming off as anti-abortion. I got no say in this thing whatsoever, but being a plan, you have second thoughts about having this abortion and stuff. But if you do, it's not like it's going to waste. We'll be able to use the heart and the liver for a good cause. If somebody's on the fence, if some girl is on the fence going, well, I don't know if I want to have one or not. I don't feel I got a little bit of a guilty conscience. And now somebody goes, well, we will use the parts for the betterment of something, you got to believe that's happening.
I see. I believe that it might be happening, but the difference between me and you is I believe that it's not a Democrat-Republican thing. It's the Republicans.
That's what I'm saying.
It was probably going on during Trump's administration.
That's what I'm saying. They're both in on it. They're both in on this thing. Like they really don't give a shit one way or the other. Because if you were a Republican, why would you not be coming out screaming about that? So that's what I'm saying. They're kind of both in on it.
And what I want to know about abortion is, to me, the only credible issue the Democrats have right now is the Republicans want to give it to the states, and some states are going to, prohibit abortion completely, and that resonates in a national election with a lot of women.
Right.
And that's the only thing they have. To me, because if you look at the record of everything that's gone on in the last 4 years, it's everything that I'm against. But I'm also against this abortion shit, so I can see how there'd be some. If the Republicans would just stop with the abortion shit, there'd be a cakewalk. There would be no issues, zero issues. But they keep to me. So well, then why are you doing it? Are you saying the Republicans are so stupid? They're so dumb. They're one of the most powerful organizations in the world that they're not going. Why? I would be going. I just dropped the abortion thing, and even if they don't care about babies, just like the just like the Democrats don't care about women.
I think they're in on the organ harvesting. I think that's the bigger deal.
Women don't. The Democrats don't care about women's reproductive rights.
Exactly.
It's just a wedge. It's all it is a wedge. So why don't the Republicans, if they really care, they could just lie, and then once they get into office, they could change things. Why do they got to put out an issue that's going to divide people? And gives the Democrats something to. That's what they're basing their whole campaign on: women's rights, women's rights.
And I think that send it back to the states was the Republicans' answer. Like, we're not going to win this thing. Whatever. If they're against it, they're against it. But our only way out of this is send it back to the states. and then it's a state problem, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. The federal side doesn't have to deal with it anymore. I think that was their out. You know,
it's not a good out.
It's not a
It's not a
smart
good
out.
out.
I'm not saying
It's a
smart
stupid out.
but that was their out. As just opposing saying we're opposed to it all the time, they're saying, well, you know what, we're leaving it up to the people in each individual state. And you know what, it's not the greatest out, but you know what, if you're living in Florida, and it's say Florida votes to say no, we're not doing abortions, and Georgia says no, we can do it at 8 weeks or 12 weeks. You know what? You get on a bus and you go to Georgia. It's not, you know, it's not a big deal. You know,
well, to some,
easy for me to say.
but some, I mean, to me, it's just the stupidity in bringing that into this election when you should have a cakewalk as far as the immigration, the way the Democrats treated COVID, the money we're giving to Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
All these the wokeness. I can't stand any of it.
Half of the population, or more than half of the population, is women. So you got something right there that 50% of the population can go, you know what, we're on your side. You know, not that all women are for it, but you know, like you said, it's a dividing rod.
So who's in charge of the Republican Party? Because I could do a better job than that. It's a stupid. The amount of people. There's no way that if you're a pro-lifer, that you're voting Democrat, even if the Republicans put it to the side and say we're not dealing with it. There's no way. So why? That's all they care about is votes and power and getting elected. Why would you do something so stupid? That's why I always think it's fucking. They're doing everything to make it as close as possible so they can do whatever they want. If they're all in it together, and nothing ever changes, ever.
That's why you got to vote, Michael.
Vote for who?
I don't know. I vote for the Trump guy. You got to vote for Trumpy. You know, and why? And you know. He's the outsider. He's the outsider. He's not the politician. You know, he's not the politician.
I mean,
he's the only guy that's different than all the rest of them.
So I 100% understand why somebody would vote for Trump. I totally understand it. I don't necessarily believe that he's going to accomplish anything, but I understand why you wouldn't want what we've had for the last 200 years. You're wanting something different. People just want anything different than the corruption we're seeing now. So I understand why you want to vote for him. He may be the fall guy. They may be going, and he's going to get in 2025,
yeah,
and then
without a doubt,
the recession's going to hit. And
they're holding off that recession as hard as they can, waiting to see who wins. And the other thing is, he's only got 4 years because he did 4 already. So that's the other thing. You know, even if the Democrats do lose, they got 4 years of him, and then that's it. He's out. You know, so they can, you know, impeach him another 2 or 3 times and keep him, you know, in the courtroom and everything else to where he won't be able to get anything done. You know, that's what they did the first time.
But that's what they. So what? It's when you boil it down. So you kind of want to
bend over and kiss
your ass
goodbye.
You kind of just want to say, we're kind of done.
But no,
we're kind of done as a country.
But you gotta, maybe I'm just, maybe I gotta wake up one day. But you got to vote like this morning. You guys were saying, you're voting for the guy that the club already said, you're in or whatever. But you got to start with the, mosquito guy that's running or whatever, and let him run his way up. Like I said, I didn't vote for DeSantis. I voted for the other guy that was in the primary, in the Republican primary.
The gay meth head.
No, that was the Democratic guy. But during the Republican primary,
remember who
he was somebody from around here. I forget his name, but I liked him better than DeSantis. I thought DeSantis was a Trump guy. I was like, enough with the Trump guys. I like this guy, and DeSantis won, and I got not too many complaints about DeSantis overall. But again, I'm not drinking all of DeSantis' Kool-Aid, and I'm not drinking all of Trump's Kool-Aid. But, you got to get some guys in there that kind of work for me a little bit or work for you a little bit.
Well, that's not going to happen. But they're going to work. to me, it's not politics. It's human nature. If me and 400 and something other people have a gig where we're just making tons of money. We got power. We got perks. We're VIPs. We got protection. I'm not letting anybody come in to change that ever. And that's what we got.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's it. We got to start. Don't vote Democratic or Republican. Start voting, liberal or independent or some shit. Vote for RFK Jr. I don't know what else.
I would say vote for RFK Jr. or Trump. It's time for somebody different.
Message.
And those guys are different. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe neither one of them is different. They're both RFK Jr. Well, we know Biden's a con artist, and so is Kamala Harris. And RFK, he's a candidate. He's probably a con artist.
He's a
and
criminal.
Trump's a
criminal.
rich shit. He might be a con artist too. But let's vote for something.
But I think
I want a different con artist.
If you're a Democrat and you vote for RFK, I think you're sending a message. I'm not saying if you're a Democrat, vote for Trump. But if you're a Democrat, vote for RFK, because I think then you're sending a message going, well, at least I get to vote for this. I mean, nobody voted for Carmella. I mean, she didn't get one vote yet, and she's running for president. Okay, it was a little weird what happened or whatever. But again, I mean, they could have just said, okay, we're going to go to the convention, and we got Carmelo, we got this guy from Pennsylvania, another guy from Arizona. Everybody go in a room, come out, and let's see what we got.
Why do that when you can? Have you seen her rallies, Jerry? Come on. Have you seen?
I want to know, how do I get on the payroll?
Seen the groundswell?
Where do you get on the payroll for these rallies?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a dream ticket. This is the future of America that I finally. It's been decades since I felt this joy. This is a joyous team.
There's got to be a senior citizen website that says, listen, you people aren't doing nothing. We'll pay you to come to this Carmella rally. I mean, somebody tell me where I can go to get paid, because I'll hold up the sign, Carmella. Yeah, she's my girl. But, you got to pay me. I mean,
it's
hard to.
It's hard. Well, see, but so and. See, I don't believe for a minute that she was never an attractive candidate before, and she was one of the lowest polling vice presidents in history. I don't believe in this hype, but the media is going right along with it.
Two months ago, they were calling her an idiot.
How are we going to have a fair election when the media is so corrupted?
I mean, 2 months ago, the media was going, Carmella's dragging down the Biden administration. She's dragging it down. She's hurting the Biden administration. Now all of a sudden she's the best thing going.
It's the best thing ever.
And in 24 days, she still hasn't given an interview. You realize the people that are stuck up in space are probably going to come down before she gives an interview? They've been stuck in space, and they'll be down before she gives an interview probably.
Something's going to happen where I don't think she's going to be the candidate. They can't keep this going.
Well, they did it with Joe, right? They kept him in the basement.
I mean, and then they
kept Joe in the basement.
You just put out the polls that say, surprisingly, Kamala Harris is leading 52 to 47.
And you got Stephanopoulos on Sunday morning going, she's absolutely tremendous.
And then she wins, and then people are like, well, it kind of seems rigged, but I'm not doing that January 6th thing again because I don't want to go to jail.
Exactly.
Maybe that's how it's going to be. This guy right here says is an anti-Trumper, this guy. And he stuns the CNN panel after telling them that Trump is doing better with union members than any Republican in decades. So that's kind of interesting. This is CNN saying that Trump is doing better with union members, even though the union leaders aren't necessarily in the same
But I
camp.
assure you that Donald Trump is doing better among the average union member, not teachers' unions and not the unions for government, but everybody else, the trades, the people who work with their hands. He's doing better among them than any Republican has done in decades.
What does that tell you? The average Joe is sick of whatever's going on in this
country.
Paying
$25 for a cheeseburger,
and they want something different. That's what and the leaders of some unions may be coming out supporting Biden. That doesn't mean the members are supporting him.
That's what and you know what.
So when it's stolen, Jerry, what are you going to do about it?
Like in New York City, they the PBA would come, we're back in whatever, and I'm like, nobody asked me anything. they'd come back and whether it was mostly Democrat because it was a Democratic city, so it was smart for the union leader to back the Democrat because more than likely he was going to win. Yeah. So you want to back the winner. But like nobody went around and said on payday saying, "Well, here's this little piece of paper that you got to when you sign for your check, just sign who do you want, Mike or Jerry." Nobody asked us. It's just the next thing you know, it was like, all right, the PBA's backing Mike. Yep. It was like, well, who said that? Yeah. When they come out with these, head of the auto industry union and this, I don't believe none of that shit because of what I just said. Nobody asked them. It's just the union leader going, yeah, this is it. They're putting some money in my pocket.
And this is a guy who allegedly is very anti-Trump.
Yeah.
So he's not wanting to say this. Everybody wants their own facts. This guy's.
You know what I'm noticing lately? CNN, they've gone so down in the polls and stuff, but I guess they're not vetting their interview people like MSNBC does and stuff like that. Like they just go out and ask a question and take whatever. There's every now and then you'll get somebody on CNN that goes against the grain of what they think, and they go, "Whoa, what happened here?" That almost like a real question was asked and you got a real answer.
And so let's see what else this guy has to say.
This is not going to be a problem for him. The union leadership is more divided from their membership, and the louder that it gets, the greater the divides are going to come. And in my focus groups, and this is remarkable to me, the union membership says they don't speak for me. And I've been doing this now since I hate to say this, 89, 1990. I've never had union people publicly say they don't speak for me.
So this guy, see this guy's believable.
Yeah.
See, he's believable because he's actually saying something that probably he don't want to say. So that's the kind of people you can believe.
And the union leader, he's got to look. I don't want to stick up for the union leaders, but I guess I am. He's got to look around and go, okay, who's going to win this thing? Because when I go and negotiate, like for teachers union and stuff like that, I got to deal with the mayor of New York City for raises. I got to look to see who's going to win and say, I'm going to back you.
You got to back the
because
winner.
when I go and say, listen, my people need a raise, I backed you, brother. And that's that. Not necessarily me being a teacher saying I'm going to vote for you, but, the union leaders, that's why I say when a union leader says, well, the teachers union's backing, that doesn't mean the teachers actually got to vote and say, we're voting for Carmella. And I would imagine most of them are. But,
yeah.
But it's just one guy saying, listen, this is who I think I need to deal with when I go for a race. That's it. Contract time comes. I think this is the guy I got to deal with, so I'm going to back him.
Yeah, I see. The teachers union is obviously against Trump.
Yeah,
and Trump doesn't. He's talked about disbanding the Department of Education, and I'll see people on social media going, "Can you believe what's going to happen when we?" And my dad was a principal, and he was a principal 50 years ago, and my mom told me this recently. She said, your dad hated the Department of Education, and he said it was the worst thing that happened to the school system in the history of America. So I take my dad, who was a principal and a common sense guy, I take his word, and this was probably 40 years ago he's saying this. Imagine how it is now.
Exactly.
It's got to be the most bloated waste of money you can even fathom.
I remember when I went to school, there was no school board or anything like that.
Just went to school.
Just went to school.
It was
and they
fine.
taught, reading, writing, arithmetic. That was it, And you had a principal and stuff like that. And he, if my teacher, if half of my class failed, the principal came and said, "What's going on here? Why is half of your class failing? What are you doing?" And that was it. But now, when I went to school, there was 35 kids in a class. Now, you can only have 18 in a class. How do you not turn out geniuses? You got computers. You got everything right at you. When I went to school, everybody got whatever it was, 35 kids in the class. It was 35 books for each. Okay, open up the page 37, this and that. Read this. All right, blah, 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 blah. And then teach you, Johnny, what about this and this? And you learned. Now, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why we're turning out idiots when you have all this technology and less students in a class and a teacher's aide in a class with you, and they're all failing.
I'll tell you what, too much government involvement.
Exactly.
That's
and
all
again,
that's all it is.
And again,
that's all it is.
name me something the government does right.
Nothing.
Again, name me something. Outside of war, the government does nothing right.
Right. On that note.
Vote for Trump. No tax on Social Security. No tax on tips.
All right. No, Kamala said that way before Trump. Or maybe a month after, or whatever. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, Net in Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45. The Hang Overtime, a special Friday night show at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And vote.
Vote.
Where's my thing?
Vote.
Where's my thing, Jerry?
Vote.cltampa.com.
Say that one more time, Jerry.
Vote.cltampa.com.
Best podcast, The Hang. Best morning TV show, ClusterF. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Jerry.
See
you,
you, Mike.
guys.